Yay, evening, clobbering trekkers, trekking clobbers, whatever you are. Welcome to another edition of Saturday Night Star Trek. This is Saturday Night Star Trek. We indeed, as always. She always surprises me with the we, folks, but I will not let it deter me from saying hello to you all. We have we, but you're so happy for we being back. I know you all are. I want to thank you all, everyone who joined us last week for a cracking good time. At least I had a good time. I hope you all did too. But it's never the same without our wonderful first officer. So I know we are all, please, everyone, welcome back our wonderful R.M. Briggs, Commander R.M. Briggs. Thank you so much for being back. Oh, we love you. We miss you.
I missed everyone so much last week. The David Bowie ballet was amazing. It was history in the making.
Wow.
And I had a wonderful time. And thank you for the shore leave. But I missed everyone. I'm so happy to be here. Let's do this.
I'm just glad you got to go out and have some fun. It'd been so long, everyone, and we didn't tell them what you were doing. We just said you were out having some fun because it takes it's been so long since you were, and I didn't even know what that was until you told me just now. But that you were, finally getting to do something to go out there and have a great time. So,
Yeah.
and we're just so happy for you that you did.
Clobby.
We are.
Yes. Clobby, I left the house.
You left the house. I left the house today, but since we've had nothing for a year. We've been fine. So, I feel that I'm so glad that you all got a chance to do that. That's true, Chris Persia. You're right. The show is never live until we get the we.
Chris Persia. Mwah, mwah.
Indeed. So we're back and we're back on track. We're back out there in the stars. We're going to review 4 episodes for you tonight. We are in season 6. Before we do that, of course, as you saw, our commercial for the wonderful works of science fiction from our wondrous first officer. Please, the link is in the description below. I'll try to put that. I'll put that link up in the show, of course. But please go check that out. And show notes before we say our hellos. Number one, our show note. The only show note I have for you so far is, well, other than having some spinner rack videos out this Monday, the great J-Man joins me for a couple hours earlier, a Clobby's Classic Comics review.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be around 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it's a review of the late 70s. Oddly, an off-the-wall crossover, Marvel and DC crossover, Batman versus the Incredible Hulk. And I know it sounds like a weird one, and we're going to review it. But looking forward to that because I love these comics. I'm having so much fun. I'm having so much fun doing these comics reviews. I really am. So that's what the great J-Man. I cannot wait. Those comics fans out there, please join us. Let's see here. And I want to say, listen, we're about to say our hellos. Just a second. I'm getting some names down. Let's see. Hang on a second. I always like to get the names down so I'll have some, let's see. Here we go. All right. Now, there we go. All right.
And Cardi just dropped into the room and left a very generous gift. I have started. It is in your star folder.
Thank you. We'll start with that. We'll say Cardinal Sin with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. As always, you are quite generous. We really appreciate it. Hail Glover Times. Number 1, Raquel Briggs, indeed, the best duo on. Oh, you're too kind. Oh, come on now. You're just too kind, man. Thank you so much.
Love you. Thank you so much, Gil. And for those of you who aren't following Cardinal Sin on YouTube, please do. Gil is a wonderful person and a great person to spend time with. So please support his channel.
Yes, absolutely. Please do. And let's see here.
Oh my goodness. The Dadman clan are here and they too have left a very generous gift for you, Captain.
Oh, Dadman, the Dadman clan, both Mr. and Mrs. Dadman are here with us. Let's see here. Thank you so much, Dadman, for this $20 super chat. You are too kind, too generous, my friend. I don't know what to say. You're a good pal. He says, you guys are great. Thank you, Clobby, Raquel, and Mark, for all of your kind and supportive words to Mrs. Dadman and the family during the events of the last month. Love you guys and always look forward to when y'all are on Well, love right back at you and the missus. I know she's here. I saw her pop in earlier. Both of you have been wonderful friends to us.
Yes.
Very just extraordinary people. For those who don't know, the Dad Bands, of course, they don't do channels so much, but they do have. I think they do. I think their wonderful daughter does a Twitch streamer and stream, and they stream. They play a lot of Fortnite on different channels. I don't think they have a channel anyway. I'm not sure if you guys are doing a channel right now.
Well,
but they,
please
of course,
let us know.
They do play Fortnite with our great chief engineer Mark D with a C, and which is cool. And so, and of course, they're just wonderful human beings. I mean, I really love them. They've been real good friends. Yeah, just amazing folks. So,
agreed. A really important
Max
part
Redstone.
of our community. So, it's a pleasure to be there for you, and we just send you all. We're sending you our continued love and support to the whole Dadman clan. We're just reaching out right now and hugging each and every one of you.
Well, thank you so much. Absolutely, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you both. The great Max Redstone for $2 says, Clobby emailed you. Thank you. Okay, I'll check it. Raquel, don't ever. Wow, we must have really traumatized you last week there, Max. Wow. Thanks a lot, buddy. Now look,
the great Max Redstone, the great Star Trek limerick author. I'm hoping he's going to turn that into a book. Max writes the very best limericks, and they're all Star Trek inspired for every episode, and they reflect his views as well as the entire community's views and reviews. So they're quite sensational, and I can't believe how quickly he can turn them over. And just an overall wonderful person, and we do love Max Redstone.
Yeah, Max, and you do amazing stuff, and I really, we can't thank you enough. And don't worry, Mark D and the CNI, our feelings are not hurt at all for that. You didn't really, no, we're fine. No, we're not hurt at all by that non-cruel thing you just said. That we're not good enough for you. We get you. Oh, man.
I'm incredibly flattered. That is such a wonderful thing to say. And I realize that you all are just saying it because you just want to show me love and affection. And I return that love and affection. I missed you all so much. Saturday Night Star Trek is the highlight of my week. I get to be with my one of my very best friends in the whole world. And of course, this wonderful community. So thank you so much. And I missed you as well.
Yeah, yes, indeed. We really did. I had a lot of fun last week, but it's never the same. But the great Mark did, hung out with me, and we persevered, and we had some fun. But, look, Max, I promise, I'm not going to show the hurt that you've just shown me. I'm not going to show it, but it hurt. That hurt pretty bad, buddy. No, we appreciate Max is fantastic. We appreciate you, man. Let's see. We're going to start. Well, again, we're going to get started with the hellos. And anyone else who shows up, let's see, of course.
Boss, I beg your pardon. Please excuse me. I need to let you know that our Chief Communications Officer, Anti-Derivative Jill, she will be tardy, but she did report to me and submitted her reports. So this XO is letting you know.
Okay, well, we'll allow it. So and everyone remember, like I said last week, look at him. Boy, look at Max. Max is a mean one there, man. Wow. Damn, dude.
You don't know. He might be singing. He might be singing Crimea River.
But that's what it is, yeah. Last week, though, remember everyone, until last week, we did 63 straight. So Raquel was here. What a trooper. It's one thing for my fat ass to be here 63 straight. I'm not going anywhere. I'll always be here. But she did 63 of these straight. And that's just way above and beyond the call. She has a life, and they're shut down there and all that stuff. But it was just way above and beyond the call. So yeah, I'm glad she got to go out and do something. But we all missed her. Let's see. Anyway, the great Mark D with a C is here. Good to see you, buddy.
Evening.
Mr. Angel. Excuse
me.
Chef, it is good to see you. Thank you for being here.
He was giving us lessons on nutrition as an actual chef in real life. He's our ship's chef, but he's a chef in real life. And so we were getting lectured about how we ought not to make fun of those who imbibe cod liver oil. And of course, Steve Mitchum, Thor, who lives in Las Vegas, decided that they were going to try and gang up on us and try and force us to eat healthy food on Clobby's Clubhouse. And we were having none of it.
No healthy food around here. Yeah, we do have healthy food. It's called peanut butter M&Ms. Anyway, the Comic Relief Crusader, buddy. Good to see you there, sir. Thanks for being here. Also part of the team, our chief of security, the great Lord Thoth, LT, buddy. Avon lives, and long live the Legion, bud.
Yes, Avon does live. He does live, for sure, for sure. LT, it is so good to see you, my wonderful friend. And I hope Mrs. LT is here. And if she's not, if she is, or if she isn't, please extend our hellos to her as well.
Yeah, Mrs. LT for sure. Let's see here. And hey, that we're getting close to scheduling the big Blake 7 roundtable now that we're all ready for it.
That's going to be fun.
Can't wait.
Oh, great. Hey, one of our friends, a giant nerd, another nerd amongst the geeks, Scotty. Scotty walked through the door. Did you get his name down?
I did. I'm getting him. We're going to get to everybody.
Yeah.
Scotty, good to see you there. Well, now that you said that, we'll acknowledge him now. Thank you for popping in, Scotty.
Hi, Scotty. It's good to see you.
I'm writing them down as fast as I can. But hello there, Scotty. Good to see you there. Let's see. Believe that. It's people popping in. So great to see so many good friends here tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm just so back. We're back. It doesn't feel good to be back in the saddle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The great D Bud Martin. Hey, buddy, the man of iron. Good to see you there.
D Bud.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you big time. The bronze wrencher is here. The great Eric K. Bro.
Hello, handsome.
The navigator, the great Raymond Feliciano, who is navigating to his wonderful wife, the helmsman, Sandra Feliciano. Hello there, Felicianos.
Hello, Felicianos. Nice to see you.
My good buddy, this month is King Dolphin's 6-month anniversary. Okay, coolness. Well, everyone, if you have not yet, and of course Raymond has the link in there, please subscribe to King Dolphin TV and check out his books, of course.
Yes.
Let's see here. The great J-Man.
J-Man. Please sub J-Man's channel.
Please go to J-Man, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he also has a great channel. And look at this wonderful gift that we got from Scotty.
Thank you, Scotty. Thank you, Scotty. Appreciate that. He said, "And a pleasant Ben Cisco to you." Well, I like me some Ben Cisco. I'm a fan, so thank you. I like Cisco. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, Scotty. Also another great wrench, the extraordinary Chris Persia, buddy.
Yes.
Great Canadian wrench. Good to see you, bro.
He is the great Canadian wrench up north.
The Catman, aka D.D. Myers. Catman, good to see you. I hope you and your lovely wife are doing well, my friend.
Mm-hmm. Please let her know we say hello.
A great master of superness, the great Kal-El. Kal-El, buddy. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Good to see you.
Steven, so nice to see you. And if you don't know Steven, you should know right now. He is the real deal. The real soup.
He is indeed. Good to see you there, my brother. Pleasant Valley Picker. Hello there.
BC.
Good to see you. I will never have a bear that I care so much for. My favorite bear of all, the enigmatic one. Enigmatic drop bear. Good to see you, buddy.
ED, it is so good to see you. Enigmatic drop bear, the erudite bear. He will drop the mic this evening, folks, and look forward to hearing what he has to say.
The extraordinary one, the great, wonderful friend of ours, Hungry Boy, or as he is known tonight, Hungry, for more Nicole Scott and Les Henderson. I'm not sure I know who they are. Is that bad? But still, if you're hungry for them, it works for me.
So good to see you, Hungry Boy. You know I love you very much. So I think he said that he can only lurk tonight. He will not be participating in the live chat. He'll only be listening in. So love you. And if you manage to get some comments in, that's okay. But feel no pressure. And I hope you're drawing or writing. I love it when you're drawing or writing.
That's Hungry Boy, good dude. I'm just glad to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. We love you, and you're good. You're a great friend, man. What a great. We have just the best crew here. It's amazing.
Mhm.
Let's see here. Oh, the great Steve Mitchum, as you've mentioned, the Thor of Las Vegas, brother. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing all right.
Kiss Maddie for me, please. Smooch your whole face. And he has also said that tonight he may have to do more lurking than reviewing. But he's listening in, folks. So if you don't see much from Steve Mitchum, he's not ignoring you, and neither is Hungry Boy. They are just podcasting this today, so they're just listening in, and they might not be able to get as many comments in as they normally do.
I'm just glad to see them here. And let's see here. Andrew Northam, good to see you. Thank you for being here, Andrew. Mega Cropper, hello, Mega Cropper. Always a pleasure to see you. My buddy Project Storytime popped in. Hey, buddy.
Well, hello.
Good to see you. Absolutely. The great Snail Messiah.
Evening.
Let's see here. Just Joe, what's up, Jobber? Good to see you there, brother.
Evening.
Michael Pico. Hey.
Hey, Michael. Good to see you.
Tyrell72. Great to see you. Great to see you. Absolutely. Well, let's see here. Cavatino Cavalryman Shay. Hey.
Ooh, hello.
Wolfie.
Oh.
What she said. The Nerdporial. I've had Nerdporial. What's up, man? Good to see you.
Hello.
And listen, the great Phantom Outsider. Hey, bro.
Hey, nice to see you.
Good to see you there, buddy. And they call him Scuba Pete.
Scuba Pete! And possibly Leslie. Please follow Scuba Pete on Twitter, and also look for him around YouTube. He is a great collector and a big geek. Toys, memorabilia, just a really beautiful person, like just an amazing person who has so much knowledge when it comes to collecting and modeling and all sorts of fun stuff. So chase Scuba Pete down and tug on his coattail and say, hey, you.
Indeedishness. Eric Carroll, welcome. Good to see you there. Hey, Captain.
Fine Irishman.
Indeed. Good to see you. And Captain James J. Skywalker.
Evening.
Good to see you there, brother. I believe that covers it for now. Anyone, if I didn't miss anyone, I hope I didn't. If I did, speak up. And of course, as throughout the night, anyone who pops in, I try to get their name down. We acknowledge them as soon as there's a chance to do so. And now, I suppose we'll move on to business. What do you think there? Number one.
Let's do it. We have a couple of new people here. So why don't you tell the folks at home, for those who have never been here before, tell them about the format. What are we doing here? And explain the show, please, Captain.
Well, of course, what we do is we are reviewing. We started at the beginning of January 2021. And reviewing all of real Star Trek. What that means, of course, is the only legitimate Star Trek that exists by decree of me is Star Trek from 1966 to 2005. Star Trek proper. There are 300 and I got to slow down. 735 installments of that per my first officer. And we started with the original series. We continued. We did moved on to the animated series, the original crew films, and now we are in the midst of reviewing Star Trek: The Next Generation, and we are currently somewhere in the middle of season 6, and we review 4 episodes a week throughout the course of a season, and basically, my wonderful first officer reads from a text, and then we discuss the episode. We then rate it, and then after that, I ask my wonderful friends, my wonderful friends in the chat, to give the rating and any comments you have. Obviously, we don't. It's not 1,000 comments, but as much as you can fit it in, what you have to say about the episode.
Yeah.
And there you go. So if you have an opinion, and if you don't have an opinion, you can just put a rating. Or you don't have to say anything other than really shocked or whatever you want to do. So I will turn it over now to my wonderful first officer, and we'll show you a picture of the text, and she will tell you about that.
Yeah, so you guys, you got to think of it as being in the cafeteria just outside of the con. Maybe you've got a beer and a burger. Maybe you've just got yourself a pop, and you're sitting around talking with a bunch of other nerds and geeks about Star Trek. That's what's happening here. And so, if you're just joining us and you're just listening in and you're not participating in the live chat, there is an image on the screen right now, and it's of a book called Star Trek 365: The Next Generation. It's written by Paula M. Block. She gets a bit of help from her husband, Terry J. Erdman. Both are prolific writers for Star Trek. And there's a reason why we use this text. Because we wanted the reviews to be really organic. We don't plod through them scene by scene and talk about, the inner workings of filming, the celluloid and the process of the celluloid. That's not what's happening here. This is really just how we feel about the episodes. And so we want to present information, but we want it to be correct. And there is so much false stuff out there about Star Trek. And it's because Star Trek fans were very early to the internet. We got to the internet before other people, and so we started sharing all of this user-generated information. This is original source material. We use it as a summary, as a jumping off point, and then we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly of the episode, what is fact and what is factoid and what is just pure phantasmagorical fiction. So tonight we have 4 episodes for you. We're already in TNG season 6, and we're going to start the evening with episode 14.
All right, so let's get on to it. What do you think? Let's see here.
Yeah, that's right, folks. Right. It is Face of the Enemy, inspired heavily by TOS's Balance of Terror. I like to call this episode the toughening of Troy. But when you think of toughening, I don't want you to think of, she's getting tough like Thor in Vegas where she's pumping iron. No, it's kind of more like a really cheap steak that you don't want to chew. And it doesn't matter how much A1, HP, ketchup, or hot sauce you put on it. You just keep chewing it. And it doesn't go away, and you don't want to swallow it. Face of the Enemy, Season 6, Episode 14. We all watched this for the first time, well, most of us did anyway, on February 8th, 1993. And look at the beautiful poster that captain has created.
What did I do there? It was an accident. I didn't mean that. I don't know where that came from. I downloaded the wrong picture. Oh, crap. By the way, I want to point out, everyone, that is not to prejudice, in my opinion, of the episode. I just wanted to make fun of Marina Sirtis. That's all. I promise. And she is the enemy.
She's on the good ship Lollipop. See? Yes. All right. Let's stay copyright compliant, okay? So that none of the nasties try and cancel us. So once again, I'm going to say I will be reading excerpts from Star Trek 365: The Next Generation, written by Paula M. Block. Please turn your hymnal to page 291. I will be reading from this text extemporaneously. That means I don't practice it and I don't pre-read it. It's also important. Yes, right. And it's very important that you realize that we're doing this on purpose. It's not because we don't want to prepare for the show. It's because Clobby and I want 100% organic conversation. He and I do not discuss the show. He and I are not like other YouTubers. We do not Google while we're on the show. So it's all got to be from memory. It's all got to be organic. Nothing is rehearsed. And that said, if I make mistakes while I'm reading, don't comment. Okay? Also, I will try and do all of the international pronunciations of all of the various words with various pronunciations.
That's
reading from page 291.
Yeah.
Deanna Troi awakens to find she's been kidnapped, taken to a Romulan warbird and disguised to look like a Romulan officer. Navek, the Romulan sub-commander of the ship she's traveling on, explains that it is imperative for her to pretend to be a Romulan intelligence officer and order the warbird's suspicious captain to take the ship to a specified sector of space. At the same time, on the Enterprise, a former Starfleet officer who defected to Romulus years earlier tells Picard to head for the same region. At stake are the lives of several Romulan defectors, and Troy's as well. Face of the Enemy may be one of my favorite episodes, declares teleplay writer Naren Shankar. I always liked Marina and thought she was an underused character. So I put her in this, which was my version of Balance of Terror. Yeah, well, no kidding.
Yeah.
That great original series episode. That was the feeling I wanted. Face of
Mm.
the Enemy had a great teaser, opening on one of our characters already deeply enmeshed in a mystery right off. It was a nice, tense, taut episode. Face of the Enemy, understandably, is also one of Marina Sirtis's favorite episodes, primarily because it shows the gentle counselor had the ability to kick butt, something that hadn't been obvious in earlier seasons. I have so many comments for later. It's hard to imagine the Troy of, say, season 3 or 4 being able to handle the situation that Shankar and Renee Echevarria, who developed the story with him, tossed her into here, unless she'd been possessed by aliens once again. From Sirtis's point of view, things began changing for her character when Troy changed her uniform in Chain of Command. I was thrilled when I got my regulation Starfleet uniform, she told an interviewer from the BBC Cult website. First of all, it covered up my cleavage. Yeah, your cleavage was never out. I don't know why you always say that, Marina. Anyway, covered up my cleavage, and consequently, I got all my brains back because when you have cleavage, you can't have brains in Hollywood.
Oh.
That is not true. That is not true. So I got all my brains back and I was allowed to do things that I hadn't been allowed to do for 5 or 6 years. I went on away teams. I was in charge of staff. I had phasers. From that point on, I was given more responsibility and the opportunity to deal with more serious issues. I suddenly became an expert on Romulans. Of course, as the expert on Romulans, she wore a different regulation uniform, but that too covered her cleavage. Give me a break. Women have boobs. We have boobs. And at no point do we ever see cleavage. Anyways, Face of the Enemy is probably the best Romulan episode we ever did, comments Ronald D. Moore. But even in that episode, we were held back by those dopey uniforms. Oh, groans Shankar when reminded of Troy's attire in the episode. Those awful looking Romulan uniforms. They were so stupid, like some Hugo Boss suit gone mad. And there's another tile, Captain. Shall I read 292?
Up to you.
It's quite short, boss.
Feel free.
Richard James presented viewers with their most extensive view of the interiors of a Romulan warbird, choosing a cool tonal palette that was immediately distinctive from a Federation vessel's. For the scenes in the ship's wardroom, property master Alan Sims provided eating utensils and hopefully didn't look as if they'd appear in the average 20th century home. Scandinavian and Danish, you hear that, Snail Messiah? Scandinavian and Danish are my favorites, he says, because you rarely see them on people's tables and they look futuristic. And that is all the block text has to say about Face of the Enemy. What did you think of the coverage, Captain? And what did you think of the episode?
Well, I'll tell you, when they were talking about, look, don't invoke Balance of Terror. I think it's an okay episode. I don't dislike it. The pictures just be making fun of Marina Sirtis. I think she's actually does okay, and I think she's actually decently written in this one to where you don't have to be angry, annoyed with her, for at least for me anyway. So it's okay. But look, don't start getting delusions of grandeur and talking about Balance of Terror. Hell, that's a classic top tenor, and it is a top tenor for me there in the original series. This was all right. It wasn't anything. I thought it was an interesting concept. And again, I'm not going to even knock her performance or what they did, but I thought it was just not really my kind of Trek episode in terms of, because I wasn't big. We all talked about it. I wasn't really big on unification. And this is kind of a follow up to that. But it's, again, I thought, again, it's a relatively okay episode, but I kind of, anytime, I don't know, it's the kind of episode I'm not really all that, super into that much. It's not really that much of a deep science fiction story or anything like that. It's kind of involving more Federation and Romulan politics and stuff. I can kind of see what they're saying about the uniforms. But it's okay. I don't really dislike it. I'm just goofing on her, the picture. But yeah, so there you go. I mean, I don't have a lot of hard feelings about the episode one way or the other, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know about you, but it's all
Yeah,
right.
I understand why everyone says that this borrows from Balance of Terror,
Yeah, I
although it's
understand it.
not even close to being as good as
No,
Balance
no,
of
no.
Terror. But I do like to bring it up because, of course, we have once again this idea of the defiance of the Bible and this unwillingness to follow the Bible. And LT and I, we talk about this quite a lot, he and I. This idea of you were told not to go back and look at previous episodes and try and reconstitute them for your own
Yeah.
use. It's like, we had turkey on Sunday and it was delicious. And then, 3 weeks later, you're still trying to eat that same turkey. And, Gene Roddenberry specifically told them, no, like, don't do that. So, yeah, it is reconstituted. And obviously it's not anywhere near as good.
Aside from Romulans being there, to me, I didn't see really any similarities. To be honest with you, just because they're Romulans,
Well, I think that idea of you're wondering what's happening, and you have this exchange with the Romulans, and there's this sexy intrigue, and you're wondering like where the alliances really are, and so on and so forth. So I don't know. He
if
does
anything,
this
it's
a
more.
lot.
If anything, it's more like Enterprise incident.
Actually, that's true, isn't it?
Because Romulans are in both, but it's sort of a taut suspenseful Balance of Terror submarine drama based upon the enemy below. Whereas this one, it reminds me far more of Enterprise incident, which goes to show you they didn't really know much about original Trek, I guess, because that's a little bit more like that. You've got a spy going aboard a Romulan ship. It's not the same thing. I'm not saying it's the same thing. It has a kind of romance crap going on, but as far as a secret mission on board a Romulan ship type stuff, it's closer to that than Balance of Terror to me. Maybe I'm crazy, but
no, you're not crazy. I think you make a great point, but it's just it's funny because Mark D with a C is always saying, oh, well, Raquel, I always have difficulty remembering the names of the episodes. And so for me, I like pointing out the fact that so much of TNG is reconstituted from TOS to lesser and greater degrees. Now, this one is obviously to a lesser degree, but it's just amazing to me that Gene Roddenberry wrote specifically in the Bible, please do not watch TOS episodes and try and massage them into new episodes. And it just sort of seems like sometimes there's always a feel of TOS in there that I think that TNG needs to own up to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yes. Oh, absolutely. Hello there, Dave G Sound. And that's a good point. Wolfie, it is more like a Hunt for Red October type of thing, which I have no objection to. In other words, the same way as Balance of Terror is sort of based on the film The Enemy Below. That's cool that again, I have no problem with the defector thing or anything like that. Again, it's not necessarily my bag, that kind of story, but it's okay. See, that lady pumps not exposed cleavage, if anything.
Yeah, I had to put this up. I do apologize. I put up on the marquee, folks, Chris Persia's point, and it's a very Canadian point. I really like it a lot. It's very pragmatic. It's not hyperbolic. He says, she had lady bumps, not exposed cleavage. If anything, Troy seemed to lose intelligence with the switch to a more inline uniform. And I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
Our bodies are not our shame, and women have lady bumps, and that does not automatically mean cleavage.
Hey, Marina, your problem with your character was not your damn cleavage. Okay, you could have been. It wasn't necessarily you either. It was your crappy writers. Cleavage has nothing to do with it. You could have been walking around in a bikini the whole time and be better written than you were in some of those stupid episodes.
Yep.
I mean, in this one, she was written fine, and she does okay. I mean, I'm nothing against her. I mean, it's never really. The great Alan Moore once said there are no bad characters, there are bad writers. And obviously, he never saw STD. But I mean, point being is, those characters, even on STD or whatever, and he felt they were made bad by garbage writers. So
it's true. Yeah. And also, I think that people like Jerry Taylor also bear some responsibility and some shame here, because the Bible was there, and they were there for that continuity. They should have been there to say no. She can't read other people's minds. She feels what other people feel, but she's not Spock. She doesn't say, oh, the people on the other ship, they're going to betray you, they're not telling the truth. It was up to those people to make sure that Marina held to her character and didn't try and turn her character into something against how the character was designed. And and that's where the foolishness comes in. That's where the character fails. The character fails when the character begins to betray the way that the character was written. And this is an obvious thing that people should get, but they just don't.
Before you get to your notes, we'll say thank you to Gil for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Gil. He says they should have kept Troy a full telepath instead of making her a half telepath empath. They should have just wrote her better, in my opinion, but I understand, Gil. Thank you.
Gil, I think that it would have been better if they just would have followed Jean. So I would have liked to have seen her not be telepathic at all, just empathic, so she could feel when other people were upset. And I think that she should have held to her role, which was for her to be third in command. Basically, it was supposed to be the captain and the first officer who would use her, and the other people on the bridge would use her as a way to deal with the trauma of the things that they would encounter in deep space. And navigating other people's feelings and their own feelings. So Gene Roddenberry was trying to create something very realistic. Who would these astronauts turn to? And instead, what ended up happening is they sort of turned it into the love boat. And she's just there, sitting there, and all of a sudden she starts to be able to feel things from galaxies away, and so on and so forth. So they really spoiled it. The character has to be the character the way that the character's written. If the character has these abilities that are all over the place, you lose interest in the character and you don't like the character, and the actor or the actress cannot commit to the character because the goalpost is always moving.
You got notes?
Yes, I do have notes.
Thank you, Gil, for that. And JT Kirk, hello. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, JT Kirk, welcome.
Great, JT Kirk, good to see you.
If you're new around here, I take notes because I watch Star Trek every single year from beginning to end, the entire 735, starting on January 1st. And so I thought, what could I add to this? Well, I'm going to add my notes from loving Star Trek for 40 plus years, 45 years around now. Anyways, let's do it. So these are my notes written in pencil and paper. Deanna wakes up dressed as the Michelin Man. Poor thing. Marina is nearly smiling in the opening scene at the mirror. This is not a strong performance. This is not strong acting. Troy says Mach and not Mark 4. It's supposed to be 102 Mark 4, not Mach. Mach is what you do in a jet. It's a speed, not Mark 4. Carolyn Seymour is terrific as Toreth or Toreth. This is not science fiction. It is a political drama. And then I wrote Marette is defecting. Marette. But Desevier or Deceiver, or however they tried to play with Romulan and the word deception, that guy, he says Emret when the bodies are beamed to the bridge. And so, once again, where's Jerry Taylor? I don't buy Deanna Troy's show of strength. Tough Troy is just weird. It's not tough. It's just weird.
Right.
And some people consider this in the top 10 best TNG of all time. Yeah, the new filth lovers consider this a top 10 best of all TNG. Me not so much.
Yeah, not me either. You got me on that one.
And those are my notes, boss.
Well, so number one, what is your rating of Face of the Oink Oink Enemy there?
Face of the Enemy, the lady who has lady bumps and doesn't want to have lady bumps, is a C-.
Okay. Wow, C minus. Okay, gotcha. I have it at a I have it actually at a C. I don't really have a lot of strong feelings for. I mean, I'm with you. It's not my kind of Trek episode. Thought it was okay. I think she's. I mean, I don't know. This didn't really bother me that much either. I thought it was just sort of there. To be perfectly honest with you, I can't really get all that excited about it. I'm definitely not all that excited about it. So. Yeah, thank you, Max. By the way, I appreciate that. What you sent, man. We got him. I got you. I got everything.
Start something because a really cool person just walked through the room.
Apologies, Minion. Hey there, dear. So great to see you.
And the pupperoni, the truck dog, who is out of the cone of shame. Woohoo!
Well, I'm so happy to see you, and I'm so happy to hear that for the pupper, Apology. Oh, and look, hey, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
Brandon, the anime guy, what is up, brother? I know you were catching up last I spoke with you. We're on our first one tonight, so right at the moment there, Brandon. So I thought you were watching. You're catching up on TNG. Okay, so anyway, good to see you there, brother. Always pleasure. Always a pleasure. Let me see here. All right, so we have our ratings. I'm going to ask our wonderful friends in the chat now. Mm-hmm. Please give us your rating of Face of the Enemy and any comments you may have. Go. While my number one is collecting those comments, we've got some entertainment for you.
Some stuff from Max Redstone. But I just want to let the chat know that the captain has given the word. The word is given. You may release the Kraken. Get those reviews posted, folks.
And we have, like I said, the great Max Redstone has provided us with some entertainment. Lyrics for the episode Face of the Enemy. Are we ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go, folks. While you're getting those ready, a little something for the great Max. Face of the Enemy, here we go. Deanna's new makeup, quite a fuss. Defecting pro-council in the back of the bus. She was diverted afar and dressed as Tal Shiar, but sadly wasn't taken back to Romulus.
Ow!
Oh my goodness.
Good one.
That is fantastic. That is fantastic. Well done, Max.
Beauty. That's a beauty.
And while you're and by the way, Max, while you're there, listen, Max Redstone made this for us. Oh.
It's the special use of LCARs, folks. This is what you need LCARs for.
Oh dear, thank you, Max. I love it. All right, let me see here. Where are we at? Are we ready? We can start. Oh, you got a bunch of them stored up. So let's go. Here we go, folks. Let me know if anyone news pops in because my eyes are on the start screen here. All right, starting our reviews for the evening. The great Pleasant Valley Picker, CA, says B. An episode I enjoyed. Maybe not a classic, but still enjoyable. I do agree, though, that the Romulan costumes look like a 1980s nightmare fashion statement. Yeah.
Boss man, Alberta just walks through the door. The author and overall great guy, a big friend in our community, Rod Thunderheart, is in the house. Say hello to
Rod, good to see you there, buddy. Always an honor to have you here, sir. The great Kal-El says, C. Excuse me. This episode did provide some interesting insights into the Romulan military end. Troy isn't too annoying during the episode. It was definitely started with the promise of an intriguing. Where's the second one? Oh, I gotta find the second one. Okay, there we go. An intriguing story, but it didn't just leave. It just didn't leave. Much of an impact by its conclusion. I tend to agree, Kelly. Like I said, I thought she was fine. I thought again, it's not like there's a lot of really bad things in it. It's just again, not really what kind of story I really, grab onto for me personally.
So tough. She's tough.
Yeah, I was not impressed. I mean, she handled the situation okay because, like I said, she was written better. But I don't know. just not feeling it, I guess. I mean, it's all right. I mean, there are way worse ones. Eric Carroll says C+. Troy is even sadder than normal with short hair. However, the noble sacrifice of the Romulan officer is redeeming for this one. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair. Wolfie says, B, looking past how Troy is now a different character. How Troy is now a different character. This is a pretty fun episode. Not a bad follow on the big Spock reveal. Yeah, it's kind of like, I guess, a sequel to Unification, sort of. Let me find your next one, Wolfie. I like the reciprocal nature of defecting Romulans to the UFP, in contrast from those Federation defectors who went over to the Romulans in Data's day. Some nice Cold War stuff. Gotcha.
I'd just like to shout out Brandon, the anime guy, for the lovely gift. Clobby has 27 messages to get through, but I just wanted to shout you out now and let you know the boss man's going to be getting to that in short order. Thank you so much for supporting this channel and this show, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon. You're too kind, buddy. Thank you. Continuing, Wolfie, he says, the Tal Shiar. Okay, so the Tal Shiar. Of course, this will be expanded no later in a more interesting fashion. Expanded no later? Okay. The idea that some Romulan commands have to deal with a political officer, a la Hunt for the Red October. Yeah, I know you mentioned that earlier, and that is a good point. It is very much like that movie.
Mm-hmm. I love The Hunt for Red October.
Great movie. Yeah.
I think that's a great movie.
Yeah, I did that.
I've watched it multiple times too. I think I've watched it at least 5 or 6 times.
We will sail into history. I love Sean Connery. Yes. It is time. He should have been on the Enterprise. Tracking cloaked ships is as hard as the story needs it to be. One of those isms like broken holodeck and transporter accident. Indeedishness, sir. The Catman, aka D Miter, says I gave it a C+. Thank you, Catman.
Thanks, Catman.
Thank you. The great Scuba Pete says C-. Troy, as I might to like this episode. It's just fell flat, like boobs under a Romulan uniform, more like Malchiar with this bland poli-sci-fi. Sci-fi. Okay.
Yeah. I love you.
Scuba rules. Scuba rocks. The comic, Really Crusader, says D-, Counselor Porto playing spy and grossly underqualified is like asking a 2-year-old to calibrate that warp core with a pixie stick. Wow. That's brutal.
Boss man?
Yes.
I beg your pardon. I have to interject very quickly to let you know. I always say this wrong because I don't watch Doctor Who. It's either Dalek or Dalek. 451 has stopped in. What a great friend. I mean, you've been turning up a lot. So I just want to say hello to you. Let the captain say hello to you. He says,
it is Dalek.
It's Dalek. He says, hail all. I'm very tired, but I also can't fall asleep. So I thought I'd join you here. Well, welcome. And I hope you have fun in the chat and we tucker you out.
Dalek, it's always a pleasure to see you, my friend. And I'm a big Doctor Who fan myself, and I've seen you popped in, and I will do my best to put you to sleep. But if I can't, I hope you have a little fun at least. But if you do get to sleep, hey, tell me about it. I'll be either way with any service I can provide, my friend. It is, and we're honored to have you stop in, sir.
Yes.
The great Ruben Feliciano says C-. We have met the enemy, and she is cue the Claboni. Or Clabini in this case, but
I love Raymond's new avatar.
Oops, I didn't get a chance. Oh,
it's great. It's like he's in the ocean and he's wearing a little crown, like he's King Dolphin for King Dolphin TV. It's cool.
Nice. Phantom Outsider says C. A poor knockoff. So this is the Romulan crew that would be easily deceived by Packlids. Romulans are supposed to be suspicious. DTA, don't trust anyone, but not in this episode, right?
Right.
So saith he. Let's see here. Let me find your next one there. Phantom. Is there a next one? Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's see here. What's with the Romulan uniforms? Troy looks like Cherry from Pee Wee's Playhouse. Also, cleavage equals loss of intellect. How does Linda Carter and Lucy Lawless feel about this? Troy got splaining to do.
Oh, Phantom Outsider's on
Nice
fire
one.
tonight. Cherry
Yeah.
from Pee Wee's Playhouse. I love
Wow. Yeah, I'm with you, buddy. Number one, they have the great enigmatic drop there. If you would kindly do the honors.
it. Ooh, Edie. This is going to be great. Saddle up, lock and load. He's got a 4-parter, and he's giving this episode a C+. He says, the story was singularly focused. However, a number of unexplained circumstances and conveniences were employed to serve the plot. 2 of 4. It is difficult to believe that an untrained outsider would be able to maintain the facade of a Tal Shiar agent. Surely a Romulan rebel would have been more pragmatic choice. Mm-hmm. Thank you for spelling facade properly. I love you. C, a poor knockoff. So this is...
I'm fine.
Whoa. There's 3 and 4. There it is. Okay. Clubby. Okay, 3 and 4. The defection plan utilized a third party as an intermediary. So there doesn't seem to be a good reason for involving a Starfleet officer on the Romulan side of the transaction. Yeah, and they really leave that to the end, don't they, ED? And so that's all you just keep asking. So why did they choose Troy? So why did they choose Troy? It's like when they chose Beverly Crusher, Worf, and Picard to be like, this secret squad to go and do this terrorism op or whatever. Anyways, 4 of 4. The Warbird ship interiors were inspired to the point of being bland and cheap. The lighting and shots chosen did not help with building tension. I agree.
Wow.
Yeah,
nice.
I absolutely love that review. And since we're on ED, I'm going to do Jill's because Jill sent me hers. So
go for it.
Let me draw it up on Twitter.
Okay,
sorry,
absolutely.
Folks. I'm going to get that for... we can't...
No, we're good.
Yeah, we can't do that to our... Okay, so Jill says, it looks like I'll be late tonight. So here's my review for Face of the Enemy. She's going to give this episode a B, and she's got a 4-parter. And Jill says, here in an alternate dimension, Troy is working as an undercover Romulan spy for the Tal Shiar. Normally, such a betrayal of character would be derided, but here it's an improvement. She's now a confident commander capable of undertaking the complexities of Romulan politics, treachery, and engineering. The Federation is going to have to update all their access codes after this. Can she just do only this now and leave the Enterprise? I like her better this way. She can do a few cameos and cause some Romulan mayhem when needed. But we already have that. We already have the mustache twirler. The traitor of 20 years didn't have to return to Federation space to help with Spock's mission, yet he does. So that shows a certain amount of bravery along with Navek. Good unification continuity. Thank you so much, Jill.
There you go. Thank you, Jill. Thank you so much there. The chef says, Mr. Angel says, B-. Sorry, I actually rather enjoyed the episode. Nothing to be sorry about. What are you talking about? I was glad to see the change of direction with Troy's character. The episode surprised me, but how the heck did they change the color of her blood? I don't know. Michael Beacom says D-. Got to see this before Netflix yanked them. Basically, are you effing kidding me? Yeah. You kidnap someone, alter them to a different race without warning, and throw them into a covert mission. Yeah. That's a good point. Let's see here. They have violated my suspension of disbelief before the opening credits. A new record.
No, a new record.
A new record. Okay, the words are new, and the A in the end there. Sorry. This is insane, and the scenario breaks down. Why Troy? Why against her will, other than a cheap surprise? That is a good pernt.
Yeah, and that's where the block text comes in handy, Michael Beacom, and Ed and I were both annoyed by that. It's this effort behind the scenes to toughen her up and make her a more interesting character. And yeah, I don't find it effective, and I found it far too contrived. It just leaves. I'm like Edie. 3/4 of the way through the show, I'm still saying to myself, why, Troy? Huh? So I totally agree, Michael. And Edie does as well.
Clear case of improbabilities forcing things to happen just to get a desired outcome. Idea died prenatal. And Marina, I grew up looking at Nichelle Nichols. Your bust line ain't all that.
Oh, whoa! I love you, Michael.
Brutal, Michael. Where to go? The great Matt Redstone says, we are witnessing the Deanna Troi magnum opus. I will use the rest of this piece of toilet paper to point out that human Romulan haircuts suck. Wow. I write this in memory of the brave furniture pads that gave their lives to make TNG and DS9 Romulans costumes. Wow, I love it.
I like Cherry from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Sandra Feliciano says C. Unimpressive but not horrible. Too much of a copy of Balance of Terror.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Lots of people say that. You're in good company, Sandra.
JT Kirk says 3 out of 5 things that give you me the right 5.5. Let's say 5.5. I love this episode as a guilty pleasure, but it has many flaws. Anything Romulan on TNG generally gets high marks due to sets, dress, and writing, says JT Kirk. But he continues, Bobby, you really should rethink making those piggy crazy eye stills of TNG episodes. It's going to give the Desperate Housewives of STP hard ideas for season 3. Ideas? Did you use the word ideas and P hard in the same sentence? Come on. How dare you, sir? Oh, dear. Let's see here. Eric K, as the great Bronze Ranger, says C-. Counselor Camel 2 is just meh, unbelievable in everything.
Yeah, and not good acting. Just not good acting. I totally agree, Eric.
Brandon, the anime guy. Thank you, buddy. Let's see. Here we go. It says grade C. One of the only Counselor Camel episodes I can tolerate. Interesting look into the Romulans and the fear of the Tal Shiar.
Okay.
Not bad, but won't see again. Fair enough.
Okay, that's a very fair comment.
Absolutely. And again, thank you for this super chat, buddy. It says from here on out, it is almost all downhill from here. This episode for Counselor Kamato was her best, but her best is still a C at best. Yeah, I'm with you there, dude. I'm kind of with you there.
I agree. And I wish everyone could read Gene Roddenberry's Bible, because if they would read that Bible, they would find out that Troy would have been such an interesting character if they just would have listened to what Roddenberry said. How Gene wrote her, it would have been incredibly interesting. And certainly a lot of war vets would have definitely have loved the character, because Gene wanted very purposefully to get into these conversations about what happens to you when you're taken hostage, when bad things happen to you, like, having Borg implants put on your body. And so he wanted a psychologist, a psychiatrist out in the open, and he wanted everyone to not be afraid of any type of mental or emotional illness. And he wanted it front and center that the captain and the XO would need to have someone there to work these problems through. So it would have been interesting. And instead they crapped the bed.
Lord Thoth. By the way, yes, they didn't go to Star Trek Sunday school and read their Bible.
Yes.
D. Meh. I love the Romulans, but this made little sense.
I agree.
Wasting no time or words is Lord Thoth on that one, bro. I don't blame you. Dad Man Walking says B. Enjoyed overall, but grade has been going down as I think on it more, and with the aid of that picture. Sorry, buddy. Strange acting at times. Only was unresolved question: did she get probed in the Romulan makeover? Well, I just don't know. And finally, the caboose here, the great Chief Engineer Mark U with the C says B minus. Story and setup is okay, but Troy stumbles too much in the beginning to be believable.
Agreed.
She also never really convinces me she is Tal Shiar. The commander also sounds like an anti-war pacifist. Yeah, she didn't sound much like a Romulan. How could she have survived the Romulan military? Better acting, writing, and directing could have made this a top-notch episode and about cowboy diplomacy.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. In it really starts with that opening scene, and there's so many of us that just stop on that opening scene, because if you woke up in the morning and your head was pounding and you felt like crap, and the computer wasn't working, and you finally brought up the lights and looked in the mirror, and your entire face was messed up, you would grab your face. You would scream and you would grab your face. You would be touching your face. You would be pulling at it. You would, and that's something she should have done to make it very dramatic. I mean, somebody's just butchered your face. Instead, she stands there with her mouth wide open in a perfect O, just looking at herself, nearly smiling. And it's just like, shut this crap off.
Ready to go for our next episode?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, everyone who's ready for our next episode. And that's what to be Tapestry.
Dun, 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 dun.
Go for it, number one.
Tapestry, also known as It's a Wonderful Life and A Christmas Carol.
Yes.
If you are familiar with Charles Dickens, I'm a huge fan of Charles Dickens. You know that it is listed that this episode was written by Ronald D. Moore. Obviously, it wasn't written by Ronald D. Moore. It was written by Charles Dickens in 1843. Welcome to Season 6, Episode 15, folks. We all watched this for the first time, well, most of us anyway, on February 15th, 1993. Let's stay copyright compliant, shall we? I'm going to be reading excerpts from Star Trek 365 The Next Generation, written by Paula M. Block. Please turn your hymnal to page 293. Let's do it.
Do it.
An injury to Picard's artificial heart leaves him on the verge of death and face to face with Q, who claims to be God. Q offers to allow the captain to go back in time and change those aspects of his life that he's unhappy with, specifically the exploits that led to his requiring an artificial heart. Recalling the foolhardy young man he once was, one so rash that he entered into a brawl with 3 huge Nausicaans without thinking twice, only to be stabbed through the heart, Picard agrees. Why does Paula write like this? I hate it when she uses M dash and M dashes and gets so far away from the initial point that she loses the reader. Anyway,
yes,
but his
Apology,
efforts,
that's a wonderful thing, Apology. But go ahead, sorry.
But his efforts to change the events leading up to the fight have unexpected consequences. Tapestry was my first Q show, says writer Ronald D. Moore. And it was so much fun to go back and visit that little piece of Picard backstory that had always intrigued me. Moore is referring to this juicy remembrance conveyed by Picard in Samaritan's Snare. And this is the quote. My mates and I were at the Bonstall Recreation Facility, which was something of a dead rough crossroads at the time, filled with an assorted bunch of galactic riffraff. When a trio of Nausicaans came in, they were clearly spoiling for a confrontation with a group of fresh-faced Starfleet officers such as ourselves. Well, everyone in the group had the good sense to give these Nausicaans a wide berth, to stand off. Everyone, that is, except me. I stood toe-to-toe with the worst of the 3, and I told him what I thought of him, his pals, his planet, and I possibly made some passing reference to his questionable parentage. And the next thing I knew, all 3 of them were on me, and I was fighting for my life. I had this one Nausicaan down in a somewhat devious joint lock when, unbeknownst to me, one of his chums drew his weapon and impaled me through the back. Curious sensation, actually. End of quote. Moore found fascinating the contrast between Picard's demeanor as a cadet and that of James T. Kirk's. What? Weird. I've always loved the notion that while Kirk was a stack of books with legs, that is true, he went to the academy, says Moore, and that he went on to become more of a hellraiser and a womanizer as he matured. Picard had gone in the opposite direction. As a young man, he was out of control and so wild that he did something stupid and got stabbed through the heart, which matured him in a different way. Picard became more studious, more cautious, more reserved. I was drawn to the story of how a mistake in your life turns out to be the pivoting point that makes everything else in your life possible. I still think it's one of the best things I wrote for TNG. But you didn't really write it, honey. There's another tile, a boss. Shall I read 294?
Sure.
What is it with Q? At times, his fascination with Picard verges on an adolescent crush, a one-way bromance of sorts. And yet it has matured with time. At Encounter at Farpoint, he was a bratty juvenile, alternately taunting and threatening Picard and company, the omnipotent equivalent of a galactic-toothed boy dipping a girl's pigtails in the cosmic inkwell just to get her attention. In Hide and Q, in an adolescent attempt to show Picard he could win the heart of a rival, he gifted Riker with powers, as opposed to flowers, that the commander ultimately rejected. Why is she writing so weird? Q, who saw Q resort to a strong arm tactic of a delinquent teenager, forcefully pushing Picard into admitting that he needed him. The brief period that Q spent as a mortal in Deja Q seems to have taught him something about humility, not to mention humanity, one small step toward adulthood, even if he did try to mask it with loud mariachi music. As the title suggested in Cupid, Q created a fanciful scenario to get Picard to admit his feelings for Vosh, or Vash. He says it both ways. A noble 4Q gesture that spoke of his increasing maturity, or maybe just an attempt to discern what it really takes to inflame the stoic captain's emotions. Short of winning Picard's love, he opted to take on Vosh as a surrogate. True Q suggested that Q might be losing interest in Picard, and that he was only present on the Enterprise as a part of his responsibilities to the Continuum. Perhaps so, but in Tapestry, viewers seem to find him back in the "you really need me" phase of his emotions. And yet, he does Picard a very large emotional favor in the episode, resolving a lifetime worth of regrets with a brief trip down memory lane. This is an actual turning point in their relationship. Assuming that Q didn't rig the incident that pushed Picard to the brink of death, the all-powerful one has actually matured to the point that he can serve as a kind of mentor to the captain. Although he drapes himself in the raiments of the divine, he's playing the role of a divine underling. Clarence, the guardian angel of It's a Wonderful Life, or one of the spirits of A Christmas Carol. Reportedly, an early title for Tapestry was A Q Carol. I knew that actually, but I wasn't sure if it was true. And it has been confirmed. It is true. When Q next appears in All Good Things, spoiler alert 1, he will expand upon the role he plays in Tapestry and guide Picard into saving all of humanity. What a guy. And with this final step, Q seems to make the ultimate sacrifice, giving up his relationship with his beloved Picard, or beloved Picard, to move on to more mature pursuits. Spoiler alert 2. Following a fleeting attempt to romance Voyager's Captain Janeway, Q would choose a very unexpected path, settling down with a female Q and raising a child of his own. And that is all the block text has to say about Star Trek, It's a Wonderful Life, or Star Trek, A Christmas Carol. What did you think of the coverage? And what did you think of the episode, boss man?
Well, interesting coverage, and I always love the episode. I think this episode is terrific. It's a lot of fun. I mean, Q is, of course, terrific in this episode. And yeah, of course, we've always called it It's a Wonderful Picard, or whatever you want to call it. It's just from beginning to end, very entertaining for me, just to get to see parts of his life like that, and the interactions with he and Q and stuff, and the whole. I mean, again, like you say, it's nothing original about the story, that's for sure. But I have no problem with them applying it to a character in a science fiction show if you do it well. I thought they did it well, so I thoroughly enjoyed this episode a lot. I've always loved it.
Well, the last time Ronald D. Moore was borrowing from someone, and he borrows from quite a few people, it was Oscar Wilde. And here we have something much better in Dickens here, and I agree. I love the episode as well.
Just so much, getting that little glimpse of him, and with his friends in Starfleet, that was really good stuff. And of course, him seeing what basically the statement being made at the end is, you know what, you're a normal schlub like everybody else. You want to live that way, or would you get to be this, this adventurer that goes on all these adventures, that makes all these decisions? But hey, you're gonna get a lot of people killed, but your life won't be easy. You got to take chances. It says all the right things that these stories are supposed to say. It just does it in a highly entertaining way. It's the beginning to end, and everyone is just terrific in the episode. Just not a lot needs to be said because you said it all in there that you were reading when you were reading in your notes, or not when you hadn't done your notes yet. But I mean, reading from the book says it all. It does everything that It's a Wonderful Life does, and Dickens does, and of course, It's a Wonderful Life is one of my favorite films. So. I just really love it. Go for it with your notes.
Okay, so this kind of stuff sort of cheeses me off.
Jill.
I'm not. Oh, Jill's here. Hey, sweetheart.
Hey,
I
Jill.
just read your stuff off, and Brandon just sent you a gift, boss man. I'll start.
Oh, thank you so much, Brandon. Good. Yeah, in the book series, My Brother's Keeper, it was Gary Mitchell that got a young Lieutenant Kirk out of his books. Absolutely great series to read. Oh, take a look at that. Yes, if I had named that little blonde lab technician at you planned that? Yep. There you go. Sorry. Okay, go for it. Sorry.
Okay, so this gets into it with fact and factoid, and the way that some new people to Star Trek get mixed up. So I'm glad Jill is here because Jill teaches math, and we're going to have a little math lesson. These are my notes.
Oh.
This episode takes place in 2327. So that's the past part. And 2369. This would be the present part. Jean-Luc Picard was born in 2305, making him 22 years old and 64 years old. Poopy Stu was born in 1940, making Poopy 53 at the time. Q says P-Hard is 21. He's actually 22. Picard says he was killed by a random energy surge 30 years later. That would be 2357. So 13 years off. This is a math fail all the way around. And Picard would be 52. So this is also why you'll see a lot of people with these timelines of deriving them from different sources, trying to figure out how old Poopy Stew is in P-Hard in the filth. And of course, it is 2305. And if you don't know how to do math, at least get a calculator. So really off by a lot here, because of course that would have made P-Hard 64 years old. Like, just use a calculator. What else is in my notes?
John Luck Pickard, indeed. I love that. Good.
Yeah, I put in my notes Johnny Luck Pickard. I can't believe that Mark just did that. Can you tell we're friends in real life? And then I put Ponytail Woof. This is where, of course, Woof gets a ponytail. And this is, of course, because Michael Dorn always felt rather foolish having to have this bobbed hair all the time. And so he felt that he would look more manly, and it was more believable for him to have a ponytail. So his hair gets long, and he looks more like the lead singer of some sort of heavy metal band. And so Ponytail Woof. And then Deanna's purported cleavage is back. And I'm going to put cleavage in air quotes. Cleavage. Because, of course, everyone says that last episode is the last we see of her boobies. And that is not true. That's horse hockey.
Oh, you mean, when blue-shirted Picard meets her?
Yeah.
See, because he was never captain, she never lost her cleavage.
That's right. So this is not science fiction. This is Charles Dickens, 1843. I would like to thank you, Charles Dickens. Thank you, Charles Dickens. And that's all I have in my notes.
Thanks, Charlie. And I loved you in that Doctor Who episode. Well, so yeah, again, like I said, I just found this thoroughly entertaining episode. It's very watchable. I've watched it many, many times. Just I don't know what it is. Just a lot of fun to watch. Yes, you're right. It's not really science fiction or anything like that. Then Star Trek has proven it doesn't always have to be, as it should just usually be. But you can do something like this. Even at the end when he's talking to Riker about it, you know what I mean? He's still not sure it really was Q. It was, but or did he imagine it? I mean, did he imagine it all? We don't know. We'll never know, and that's fine too. But it's still a very fun episode. And what is your rating of Tapestry, number one?
Well, I really love Charles Dickens. I think that this is a pretty cool adaptation of Charles Dickens. I wish they were more forthright in the title instead of calling it Tapestry. Maybe What the Dickens or something like that, or I don't know. I don't know. They should be a little more forthright in that. But I love Charles Dickens. I love this adaptation. This is fun. This is good Star Trek. This is great science fiction. I'm in this way, in this particular way.
Yes.
It's not science fiction, but it is. Do you know what I mean? Anyway,
sure.
I love this episode. A+.
A+ for me as well. Thoroughly enjoyable. One of the most enjoyable episodes of this series, and in my opinion, and poignant too. And so now, excuse me, I will ask our wonderful chat. Please start giving us your ratings and any words you may have about the episode Tapestry. And while you're doing that, I will get us some entertainment from our wonderful friend, the great Max Redstone, who is ready for a Max Limerick.
Let's do it.
All right. So get your reviews ready, folks. And here we go. Tapestry by the great Max Redstone. All right. Let's hear. Picard's mechanical heart has developed a crack. So his history Q lets him hack. So he screws up his life worse than a Nausicaa's knife. He really deserved that stab in the back.
So good.
Since I ruined that one, Max, I'll do it again really quickly. Picard's mechanical heart has developed a crack, so his history Q lets him hack. And so he screws up his life worse than a Nausicaa knife. He really deserved that stab in the back.
It's excellent. It's just absolutely excellent. I love Max Redstone. I love his limericks. I love his Star Trek limericks. And I'm so proud and honored that he is a part of our community. He is so entertaining and just wonderful to be around.
You the man, buddy. Well, I'm going to start reading our reviews. So
and there are a lot of them, already 23 and still coming.
All right. Eric Carroll says, A, Q teaches Picard why regret, although the most painful of emotions, is also the most foolish. I like what Avon said, the great Care Avon said about regret. He said, regret is part of being alive, but keep it a small part. And Charlie said, as you do, it's just demonstrably. The great Avon. Anyway, Mr. Angel says A++. One of the best Q episodes. Really enjoyed it. And now I am older. It resonates even more with me. I was a wild one when I was young myself. Learned the hard way. Top 10 episode in my humble opinion. Thank you, Chef. And I concur.
Thank you, Chef.
JT Kirk says 9 games of Damjot played with humans out of 10. I really like this episode and its treatment of Q the teacher. I laugh when Patty Stu P. Hard is rejected by all of those women.
Yeah.
Well, what's not to laugh at? Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. Let me get to find your next one there, JT. Okay. This episode makes all of Patty Stu's bastardization, known as P. Hard, completely redundant and useless. That's a good point. Tapestry explores P. Hard's life and doesn't need a reboot. Thank you, sir. Totally with you on that one. Absolutely agreed. The great Brandon, the anime guy, says Tapestry grade A. one of three here. This is either the best or second best Q episode. Q giving Picard a chance to change his life, and what does Picard do with it becomes what he eventually became in Picard. Good point there, Brandon. Yeah, that's a superb point. That's exactly what he became.
Monkey Jeebus!
Monkey Jeebus! Oh, my Jeebus! I got to find, where's Brandon's second one? I see third.
Should be there.
I see his second one. I see his third one.
Let me go
So there's three.
Double check. Let me go and double check.
Okay.
Don't worry. I'm
Don't
coming.
Worry. We'll get it, Brandon. If we.
Which one are you looking for, Brandon?
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay.
I have 1 and 3. I just got rid of 1 because I read it.
Yeah, number 2 isn't there. It might have been vaporized by the system, but it's not on here on my side.
Does that happen sometimes, Brandon? Sometimes it'll just knock it out of there. I don't know. I can't really explain why it does that. I don't know if you've ever seen it done on your channel when it does
annoying.
That. So I only have 3. What I'll do is I'll read your 3, and if you can get 2 back to us, or if we can find it somehow, I will gladly read it. And I apologize, Brandon, but we couldn't find it on there. It's crazy. So I know it's going to be incomplete, but if we can get 2 from you, I will happily read it. And I'm so sorry, buddy. Should have remembered. Oh, what? That's continuing from his 2, so I don't know what his 2 was. Oh, what could have been within the 735-6605? Yes, that's a great phone number. Canon. The lesson learned by Picard is invaluable. John Delancey looked like he had a blast portraying the Almighty. It was a lot of fun. And I'm so sorry about that.
There you go, boss.
You got it? Oh, good.
He reposted it at 9:26. Well, 26 minutes past the hour. So it's way out of rotation, but it's here. It's here.
Okay. Well, now I wish I hadn't got rid of the third one. All right, here we go. Weak, pathetic, loathsome, and completely out of his element, meaning Picard, of course. The lesson Q gave him is one that the complete and total boobs at not so secret house. I call him secret out. I call him secret outhouse. Klutzman, may you burn for your incompetence. Thank you. And again,
Brandon, such a great review. Brandon, take a bow, honey. That was good.
Sorry to have read them out of order there, buddy.
Oh, no, it wasn't your fault, boss man. I don't know why it vaporized his second one. It could have been, I don't know, because of boobs. I don't know.
I don't know. It's crazy. But sorry about that, buddy. But anyway, Kal-El says, A+, Tapestry is easily one of my favorite episodes of the series, as it very effectively incorporates the butterfly effect phenomenon into Star Trek. Picard is given a chance to undo an event in his life that he feels reflects how reckless and impulsive he was in his youth, only to find out that it was because of those traits that he has become the person that he is today. Just absolutely. And let's make fun.
And Eric just said, Raquel, tell Clobby I sent him a DM.
Okay. On it.
And Mark D with his C just said, YouTube does not like boobs, but he spelled it BEWBS. So
is that what it was?
You gotta watch the boobs.
Oh, is that what it is? Crazy. Well, we learn something old every day. Oh, well, yeah, thank you, Eric. I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate you, buddy. Eric K is a man, always helping us so much. For better or worse, although it was questionable to see Patty Stew play his younger self instead of just using the actor who played him when he was stabbed by the Nausicaan earlier. Yeah, well, they had to make it a quantum leap thingy, but yeah. Okay, let me get to the next one. Oh, number 4, there we go. In the episode, it didn't ruin the great premise and execution of the story in this excellent episode. I heartily agree, sir.
And the Felicianos have to bid everyone good night. Everyone, please make sure that you subscribe to King Dolphin TV with the wonderful Felicianos, the most romantic wrenches on YouTube. They have to go. Raymond says, we had an exhausting day, everyone, fading and are heading to B. I think he means bed. Have a great day. Good night, Felicianos. Thank you for being here.
Good night, my friends. Have a good one. Let's see here. Wolfie says, hey, this episode makes me want to play Dom John. Come on. I love the laugh when he gets stabbed. Excuse me. Drop something. Like stabbed, like he didn't think that would actually happen. Yep.
The Comic Relief Crusaders says, how about mammary glands? And then we could sing, I want to hold your glands. Sorry. Scuba Pete is here to back me up. Somewhere, Scuba Pete is laughing, and so is Leslie.
Yes. This is one of the only looks we get of the real world transition of a young Navy or Starfleet officer before they get their first duty assignments. Indeedishness. Like all Starfleet, you talk. You have no grandma.
Grandma.
In our house, growing up, always lovingly referred to this episode as the nauseating Nausicaans.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Wolfie.
Thank you, Wolfie. Grandma.
That made Scuba Pizzas A. Turn around, bright eyes. Turn around every now and then I fall apart. I'm not going to sing. I'm not singing that. A total eviscerate of Picard. Enjoy this one. I'm not singing. Hey, buddy, you're not making me sing that one. I know what you were trying to do.
Oh, I'm actually crying. JT Kirk yells, geez. You have no grandma. And then Max yells, she said duty.
Yow.
Oh, I love the chat. Oh.
The Comic Relief Crusader says, D plus Q. Ever the showman. This could have been your life. Hey, Q, can I have my original heart back, Q? No. Q credits Clarence would have been a better Q. Aww. So I guess that means he didn't like it. Oh, did I miss the second one from Wolfie? How'd I do that?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. Q's games. I always thought this is a reverse Christmas story as life sucks after the changes. What ghost was that? Good thing he still got the Enterprise as low-rate junior officers. I don't know how I did that. I thought, I'm so sorry, Wolfie. I'm messing everyone's up. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to get back on track. I've been in a con all day and I barely got home in time, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, and he was sending me the best pictures on our walkie-talkies. And BC, don't you worry, sweetheart. Clobby hasn't been through all of the reviews yet. There are still 24 starred reviews for him to read. So he did not skip over you, sweetie. He's going to get to you, I promise.
I got a couple of them backwards on this one. I'm so sorry, everyone. I guess I'm like Picard. I'm like the later version of that Picard in the blue shirt. I really am like him. A Phantom Outsider says, B, while I like this story, it did open the door to the filth. I postulate that, like Back to the Future, the schlub replaced original captain as the schlub version is prominently featured in P Hard. Okay, hang on a second. I'm going to destroy you. Let's see. I got to find more from Phantom, everyone. Hang on. Look at him when he says, I refuse to be an unimaginative etc., but he was always unimaginative. How much more stiff can he be? I mean, I am certain he has a stick up his butt. He said, that man is, what were you saying? That man is bereft of passion. Yeah, look, well, so are you, but yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, yeah, yes, look, Phantom, yeah, it's yeah, I know what you mean. But we are supposed to believe P Hard was a ladies' man. Really? With his dad and brother, Picard always came off as creepy. Going after his friend's Jack Crusher's wife, he didn't come off suave ever. Well,
I totally agree. It
was in the script. All right. Eric K says a B minus. I wanted to like this so much more. I had problems on the writers on timeline and canon.
Yep.
Q was great. This, might have all been in Picard's head. Maybe it wasn't Q after all. Who knows?
Yep.
Decisions you made mold you great. Please, at this point, heart transplant could be done by anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Max Redstone says, B plus. I did not love watching this episode, but it is good. Maybe I'll go back and watch Worf carrying Picard to the bio bed while listening to Peter Patera's "Glory of Love." Pleasant says,
There's BC, sweetheart. There you go.
There you go. Hey, my favorite Q episode. For once, he really seems to have become a friend of Picard. Actually carrying an excellent episode. Nice to get more background on Picard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you there. The Catman, aka D.D. Myers, says,
"Oh,
A plus plus plus. Love this episode. Wish they could make more. Wish they would have made more like this. I guess. Thank you so much."
That's a really high rating for him. That must mean that it's like one of his top, because I mean he gives pretty good ratings. Like they're always temperate. He doesn't give like really super extreme ratings. So for the Catman, D.D. Myers, to give a plus like that, it's cool. I'm glad you enjoyed the episode. I love this one too.
R.M. Feliciano Raymond says, "Hey, I never thought of the Dickens analogy at the time. I think he dreamed Q. Well, we'll never know. It was mentioned." Sandra Feliciano says, "Hey, choices have long-lasting repercussions. The chance to go back and change significant ones can be a blessing or a curse. Good study in what can happen if those choices are changed." Mm-hmm. Yes, indeedishness. I'm with you there. Let's see. That's weird.
What?
Michael Bacon has his second comments in there twice. It's strange. Anyway, so maybe the chat's being weird. He says, says Michael Beacom, proof that if you are good to steal, if you are going to steal from the best. Sorry.
Yes.
Re Q and Picard. It is clear here that Picard is Q's favorite pet until he meets Janeway. Right. Mm-hmm. One nitpick: they try to defibrillate a man.
Mm-hmm.
With a plastic machine for a heart, really? And Picard will play in the future. Alas, now betrayed utterly by the filth. I liked it, and it shows when you do it right. Next Gen could really deliver. Absolutely, Michael Bacon, with you there, sir.
Totally agree. And I don't like all the heart stuff either, because obviously when they put the electrode when the Cardassians put the electrode into his chest and kept on repeatedly electrocuting him, they would have shut down that artificial heart as well. So I don't like that stuff either. It is a nitpick. Sometimes it's a nitpick you can overlook, and sometimes it's not. So I totally agree, hon.
Dadman says C minus. I'm just not into these type of character focused introspectives, but this was not as bad as others. Love the acting of Q and Picard in this one, and that brought the grade up for me.
I really like that comment. Buddy. I really like that comment because, it's very important for people to realize that a lot of people who like science fiction like it to remain science fiction. Sometimes they don't mind a little bit of a departure to a science fantasy. Sometimes they don't mind a little departure to drama, but they're dedicated science fiction fans. And for Dadman to say that, I love those kind of comments because exploring the character can sometimes be trying for these social episodes can be trying for a science fiction fan.
He's actually not. He's a Star Wars fan. He just doesn't want to messing about with characters.
He's a
Star Wars fan.
Yes.
If I understand my Dadman correctly. But I hear you, Dadman. Dalek 451 says, this episode is kind of akin to The Inner Light. Though does anyone think Q is just a bit out of character here? We don't even know if it was really him. That is, yes, he does see. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe a bit is possible. But anyway, number one, now we have our wonderful first officer. Excuse me. You're our wonderful first officer. We have our wonderful communications officer with you the honors.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay, antiderivative Jill. She has a 5-parter. And she's giving this one an A. She says Q's everlasting interest in humanity's relationship with mortality drives him to turn this existence upside down and allow Picard to explore life if he could fix something from his past. Most have elements in the past which we regret, but those mistakes and experiences define us. Any reparations of such things could change personality and life choices. Whether they'd be so drastic as to drag Picard from captain to junior lieutenant science officer in his early 60s may be just a bit extreme, but does beautifully to illustrate these truths. And I like how you caught that he was in his 60s, according to the math. Jill is a fellow nerd. I love you, nerd lady. Yeah, and 64.
We've seen some 60-year-old looking people on the Enterprise and the crew, too, so... From time to time, you know?
Yeah. So, Picard even almost turns all this down until Q promises that he will ensure the timeline will only alter Picard's trajectory and somehow keep all other variables more or less the same.
Which is why I think it might be a dream.
Mm-hmm. 5 of 5. This is done even with someone else captaining the Enterprise. Q being the method of time travel, like the Guardian Forever, allows for this otherwise impossibility. Nice.
Thank you, Jill. Okay, well, absolutely with you there, Jill, for sure, absolutely. And are you ready for our other great friend, the great Enigmatic Drop Bear? Go for it, number 1.
Yeah, I love Jill's comments. Enigmatic Drop Bear has got a 4-parter here. He's giving this episode a B+. He says, a comparative study of alternate realities stemming from an individual's different decisions is a good basis for a science fiction story. Yeah, it's not science fiction, but somehow it works, doesn't it? Ripping off Charles Dickens. I agree, Edie. The Nausicaan incident was a pivotal point in Picard's life, so there is some sense in exploring different outcomes from that event. I would have liked to have seen more alternative features. For example, what if Picard had killed one or more of the Nausicaans, both as a preemptive act and as an act of self-defense? 4-4. Instead, Picard chose the safe option of repeating history, serving the purpose of restoring his comfortable present. This was unnecessary, though. Q could restore the present after having his fun. That's true. That is true. Oh, Echo Base Network just joined us. Good evening, Echo Base Network. And you have received a gift from JT Kirk, and I will star that for you, boss.
Echo Base Network. I don't know if it's Nick or Coach, but it is great to see you, my friends, and I'm honored. You have a wonderful channel. Those who, any of you are big Star Wars fans, you probably know the Echo Base Network, but if you don't, I strongly urge that you definitely subscribe to them. I'm a member of their channel. They have a great one, and good to see you. Good to see you, my friends. Okay, you started. Good. The great Scuba Pete says C-. Troy, as I might like this episode. It just Troy, as I might. Oh, Troy, I'm gonna Scuba, dude. You were asking for it this time, buddy. You better come on Sunday Night Geekery tomorrow night, so I can be mean to you.
Katie Carr just walked through the door.
Oh,
good
my
evening, Katie
goodness.
Carr.
Katie,
everyone say hello to Katie.
We love you, Katie. We're so happy to see you, dear. We miss you. We miss you big time. Okay, Troy is, well, dude, I'm going to, so I'm just kidding. You know we love you, Scuba.
Captain, I believe
yes.
This is, you forgot to unstar this after you read this. This is Scuba Pete's from the last episode, so you don't have to read this one.
I didn't start. You must have started again.
Oh, or it got unstarred. Yeah, because this is from the last batch.
Okay, yeah, I don't know why it was starred. Sorry.
It's okay.
I don't remember reading that one, though.
Yep.
But then again, I don't remember what I did anything today. I've been out at a con all day. That's my excuse.
That's okay, sweetheart. And Odd Man Out just walked through the door. Odd Man Out, welcome.
Yeah, man. Well, Scuba, you still need to come over to Sunday Night Geekery, man, tomorrow night. Odd Man Out, welcome. Good to see you there. Okay, Dad Man. Why is that? I may have to send a super chat to get Clobby to sing. No.
Sorry, I had to make you say that on
Why
air.
did you have to? God, I didn't want to say that. JT Kirk. This app makes me sad. TNG didn't use the red unis.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This app makes you sad, buddy.
Yep.
Let's see here. Hungry boy. Actually, of course, tonight he's hungry. For more, Nicole Scott and Les Henderson. Or Les Henderson. You're going to have to explain that one to me, Mars. Entered into Jill with all apologies to other geniuses here, philosophically and metaphysically. This is my favorite review of the past 2 months, at least eloquent and salient. Why did you put that? That's not a review.
Because it's Hungry Boy is not able to put any reviews this evening. He's just listening in. So I wanted to read that off because Jill perfectly said what he wanted to say without him saying it.
All right.
And you've also received a gift from another generous gift from the very generous Brandon, the anime guy.
Oh, Brandon, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. You're too kind, man. You're very generous, sir. Got to bounce in case season 6, 3 airlock tossers, 7 one and dones, 10 C. Oh, let's see. Here we go. Sorry. Season 6, 3 airlock tossers, 7 one and dones, 10 C's, and 6 B or better. Overall, catch you later. Well, thank you so much, Brandon.
Yep. Thank you for being here, Brandon, and thank you for being so generous this evening and helping us to keep the lights on at Clobby's virtual comic book shop. I would also like to announce that from the Dadman clan, Mrs. Dadman is exhausted. She is turning in for the evening, and she says, "Good night, everyone," and and then Dadman says, "So we're stuck with him alone now. So everyone, please say good night to Mrs. Dadman."
Good night, Mrs. Dadman. I hope you're doing well tonight. Please get some rest and feel better. I'm announced that this episode is assuming a lot about Picard by one decision. Didn't risk getting killed, so never risked ever. His personality before the fight would have been the same. Yeah, well, again, maybe it was all in his head, but I hear you. Yes. Odd man out, that is an excellent point. Thank you so much.
I like that one.
Our great chief engineer, Mark D with a C, says, A-, great rehash of the classic idea. Only thing that bothers me is why would this one instance derail Picard's life? Wouldn't he be the same man? Well, he'd be I guess. I don't know. I mean, he avoided the fight. He played it safe as what, but they talked about it at the end. I mean, you may not accept the premise, but I had no problem with it. They talked about how he started to really played it safe that one time and he didn't get killed. He lost his friends, but he played it safe continually. And, you may not accept the premise of it at the end, but that's basically what happened. Mm-hmm. He didn't really take any chances in life. So I don't think someone's innate nature can be changed so easily. Also, how could the life of a Starfleet officer be a tedious job? Well, I mean, I don't know. There are a lot of people that don't do anything on the ship other than walk around and, I don't know. I mean, I can't really answer that. Boat. Yeah, I mean,
we'll be making another run.
There are 1,000 people on the ship, and not everyone gets to participate in the fun. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you on that, buddy. Still, I love this tale of a path not taken, and what could have been, and what could have been, and the great banter with Picard. I see you found your Nausicaan friend. You seem unimpaled so far. Yes, Q's great in this one. I mean, I don't know. Mm-hmm. I didn't have any problems. I didn't have any problems myself. Safety tip: don't challenge an Nausicaan to dumb jump. Let the Wookiee win. Yeah.
and you have a late comment. There it is.
Steve Mitchum.
Yeah.
B+, a little predictable. Someone hand me a Phillips head.
It's because he's putting together Maddie's furniture, and you have a wonderful gift from a Polymese minion. I'll star that for you.
Oh, Polymese, you shouldn't have. I really appreciate you. You're too kind.
It's very generous. Thank you so much
for the super sticker. I can't see what it is from where I am, but someone could tell me.
Yeah, somebody tell us what it is.
Let us know what that looks like. But thank you so much, Polymese Minion and Polymese Minion. I'm so happy to hear about your puppy not having cancer.
That's right.
That is, I think she mentioned that earlier in the chat. I don't know if you saw it. So I'm so glad that your pupper's so much better.
Yep.
So, and again, I'm just so happy to see Katie Carr here. That's just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we ready to move on to the next episode?
We sure are.
Let's get a move on, folks. We got stuff to do here. Let's get to our next mission, folks. All right, our next episode is Birthright Parts 1 and 2. We're going to start with Part 1. They're very different, so we're going to review them as different episodes. We are going to review them one at a time. No combining episodes, especially with something like this, because I know it's Part 1 and 2, but they're very different. At least that's the way they're going to break the reviews up that way.
Yeah.
So, Birthright Part 1, folks. Even though I used one picture, but we get to see Deep Space Nine. So good.
Yeah. Scuba Pete always wanted to be Gopher on the boat.
No, Wolfie, we're not starting Deep Space Nine till we get done with TNG. But if you haven't seen this episode, Deep Space Nine is in this episode.
It's a Shiba Inu waving hearts at you and Raquel. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Apollonie.
Katie, I agree that Jerry Goldsmith's theme for First Contact is beautiful. Some of the greatest Trek music forever. That's saying something. I'm with you. I would love that music in that movie. But anyway, okay. Go for it. Number 1. Begin with Birthright Part 1.
Okay, so Birthright is from season 6. It represents episodes 16 and 17. Episode 16 ran on March 7th, 1993. That's the first time we watched it. And episode 17 was March 14th, 1993. Now, when I'm opening up this block text, let's stay copyright compliant, shall we? I'm going to be reading excerpts from Star Trek 365, The Next Generation, written by Paula M. Block. Now, if you turn that hymnal to page 295, you can clearly tell from the title that it is joining parts 1 and 2. So while we will be reviewing it separately, I'm just going to read it as it is in the block text.
That's fine.
Okay, let's do it. While the Enterprise is docked at Station Deep Space Nine, Data discovers that the late Dr. Sung programmed him with the ability to dream. And Worf learns that his father, Moog, may still be alive in a Romulan prison camp. Data welcomes the input from his quote-unquote father, but Worf is disturbed by the news about Moog. A Klingon willing to live as a prisoner has no honor. Unable to ignore the possibility that his father lives, Worf travels to the site of the prison. He quickly discovers that the rumor about his father's survival was untrue, but there are Klingons on the planet, living in harmony with the Romulans who imprisoned them years before. Disgusted by the warriors' friendly relationship with their former enemies, Worf tries to leave. But the Klingons, fearful Worf will bring dishonor to their relatives back home by revealing that they didn't die with honor, refuse to let him go. Part 1 of Birthright essentially is a setup for Worf's journey to find his father. Is remembered primarily for its fanciful B story about Data's dream program. Apparently, androids do dream of electric sheep, or crows anyway. That is, of course, in reference to Philip K. Dick. I love that I got a chance to experiment with Data dreaming and dream imagery, Brandon Braga says. It was something I wanted to do for a while. There were some lovely metaphoric images in there. The dream sequence, carefully plotted out by director Rick Colby and captured with a special wide lens by director of photography Jonathan West, provide just the surrealistic atmosphere the filmmakers were looking for. That ambience was further enhanced by Data's paintings, his attempt to recapture his strange offline experience. Contributed by TNG's art department staffer Alan Kobayashi, Jim Magdaleno, and Michael Akuda. I remember Jim working on one of the paintings, recalls Kobayashi. It was the first direct digital printing onto canvas that I ever saw. I was very impressed. From 296. Unless they're casting someone in a reoccurring role, television producers tend to avoid using the same actors over and over again in an ongoing series. Writers work hard to craft interesting new characters for each episode. The last thing a producer wants is for his audience to say, hey, isn't that the same guy who played the Federation ambassador last season? But what do you do if you really like a guest actor's performance and you want to give him the opportunity to work for the show again? You make sure no one will recognize him. And if it's a Star Trek show, that's pretty easy. Take James Cromwell, who played Prime Minister Nayrock in The Hunted. The TNG producers liked him and brought him back for Birthright Parts 1 and 2. But under so much latex, his own pig couldn't have identified him as the Eurydian Jaglom Shrek. 2 years later, Cromwell won a role on Deep Space Nine, but was once again under latex and unrecognizable to viewers. Cromwell would finally return to TNG sans special makeup as Zephram Cochrane in Star Trek First Contact in 1996. But there wasn't much of a chance for the audience connecting the rummy and dissolute Cochrane with the dapper, mustachioed Nayrock of 6 years past. From 297. TNG's resident sensitive scribe Rene Echevarria got a change of pace with the assignment to write the script for part 2 of Birthright. With Ron Moore's permission, I was allowed to do a Klingon episode, Echevarria jokes. I remember I wanted to do this hunting scene, which was fun, and there would be this line in that scene. I can't believe I couldn't smell it before. Here, Echevarria starts to laugh. A great line, right? And every once in a while, to this very day, Brandon Braga will recite that line to me. I can't believe I couldn't smell it before. But I did love the idea that Worf was teaching them the hunt, that they actually killed and ate animals. Although I remember getting letters about that from vegetarians, angry vegetarians. Still, it was definitely a kind of Klingon episode. It was very personal somehow, Echevarria reflects. My parents were immigrants from Cuba, and all the issues that come up in the episode about assimilation and how do you keep your heritage is something I grew up with. Long after the episode aired, a rabbi contacted me. He told me he was writing a midrash about it, a commentary on the Torah. I said, what? And he told me that he found the episode to be a provocative meditation on the issues of assimilation. I found it very flattering that a rabbi thought about that while watching an episode of Star Trek, and that he wanted to write an academic article about it. From 298. Should I read this one as well?
You think you should? You think it's
worth it? I think I should, because there are music scores and hand drawn scenes. So yeah, let's read from 298 from the block text. With Birthright Part 2, visual effects producer, map painter, martial arts consultant, and weapons expert Dan Curry added one more title to his TNG resume, director. I'd been directing second unit inserts and stunt sequences, Curry said. I finally got an episode of my own. The story focuses primarily on a group of young Klingons who know very little of their heritage. That's exactly the kind of blank canvas Curry likes. I got to invent things, like the hunting game, Curry says. It was very loosely described in the script, so the specifics were my invention. It started out like bocce ball or bowling, where they were just trying to hit things with the hoops. Worf teaches them to throw their spears through the hoop when it's rolling, as if they were aiming at running animals. Whenever the camera showed a close-up of a spear doing something, like going through the hoop, that was me throwing it from off camera. I could do it because of my protracted, misspent youth learning how to throw knives, axes, and spears, he notes with a chuckle. Curry's background also included martial arts, an expertise he drew on for inspiration in developing the Klingon discipline Mokbara. He taught it to Michael Dorn earlier in the season for Man of the People, and now Dorn, as Worf, would teach it to the young Klingons. There's a scene where Tok comes up to Worf from behind and puts his hand on his shoulder, Curry recalls. Oh, I hope Steve Mitchum's listening to this. I think I know where this is going. We were rehearsing, and there was some discussion about having Worf toss him with a very elaborate throw. I said no. The whole point was that Worf is such a skilled warrior that with someone at Talk's level, it would be a simple move, like batting a fly. An undisclosed crew member, Curry recalls, said that would be ineffective. So I said, put your hand on my shoulder. And I just flipped him over. Then he said, okay, that works. Curry's directorial approach wasn't all weapons and fighting, however. He does have a softer side. I wanted to use lighting to underscore the emotional shifts in the episode, and I must thank cinematographer Jonathan West for being such a great ally in the project, he says, particularly in the scene where Worf is with Baal and they're getting interested in each other. There's romantic night lighting, setting the mood. He starts to stroke her hair and suddenly discovers that she has a pointed ear. She's part Romulan. And he steps back into the shadow as his mood darkens. He essentially becomes a silhouette. For the soundtrack, Curry said, I gave composer Jay Chataway several musical instruments that I'd gotten in Laos in the 1960s. Some bamboo reed mouth organs called kanes. Jay sampled the instruments, which sound like a cat being disemboweled, and some of those sounds are built into this score. And then, of course, it says
Wow.
opposite Curry preps include storyboards, sketches, so on and so forth. And that is all the block text has to say about Birthright, episode 16 and 17. But let's discuss episode 16 first, Birthright Part 1. What did you think of the coverage, and what did you think of the episode?
Well, I don't know much about the coverage. I mean, there was a lot of coverage,
Yeah.
especially for both of them. But anyway, I like part one a little bit. I mean, again, I thought to me they're so. Yes, you have threads of what's going on with Worf leading into the next episode, but to me, I know that it's referred to as a B story, but I actually enjoyed the Data stuff. It was good. It's fun to see Bashir on there with Data, and you had Geordi in there a little bit. But and it's Spiner, so it's anything Data is pretty much gold. So, and yes, there's stuff going on with Worf there as well. I know, but we kind of, as we know, it's going to lead into the next episode. So, on balance, I found that stuff a lot more fun, the stuff with Data. So I like the episode okay, especially because of the Data stuff. This incomplete with the war stuff till you get the next episode. So judging it on that, I found it to be a fairly entertaining episode for that.
Mm-hmm.
Notes?
I tend to wonder why there was so much coverage on this episode.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I do like hearing about Dan Curry. I could have skipped over all of that and just got to the Dan Curry bit, because Dan Curry is, of course, the weapons and martial arts expert, and knowing that he's applying his expertise and making it as realistic as possible is in keeping with really good science fiction. So I like the stuff about Dan Curry, but yeah, very odd that these sort of nothing episodes received 6 pages or whatever of coverage.
Yeah. Oh, well.
These are my notes from part 1. This is not science fiction. It is a drama to showcase political views on family, identity, and prejudice. The B story about Data's visions is science fiction.
Yes.
The viewer must entertain the question, do androids dream? Will computers reach a level of consciousness where dreaming or some facsimile of dreaming may become possible? Humans are fascinated by dreams. We're preoccupied with dream interpretation, and, we're very superstitious about dreams, and there's even dream science. So it's just fascinating that Dr. Sung would give Data the opportunity to dream. So, and that's all I have for comments on the first episode.
Okay. Well, in that case, let's go ahead and get your rating for Birthright Part 1.
For Birthright Part 1, I really did. Of course, I love science fiction, and I like it separate from science fantasy. And I don't really like to mix it in with too much drama. I love the stuff about Data. I wish the whole episode, I wish that the B story was the primary story.
Yeah.
And so I found the other stuff sort of weak, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But just the idea of asking the viewer to consider what is contained in their own dreams and what might happen in the future with computers being conscious or having consciousness and being able to dream, I think that is just beautiful, and I really like it. However, it is only the B story, and it doesn't even carry into part 2. So I give this first part a B minus.
I got you. I got it at a B. Because I don't get, I don't, to me, it's not the B story. To me, I know it's supposed to be. I'm not saying I'm not being obstinate. I'm just saying for me, it's the A story because the other stuff is all set up. It's all fine and good. It was really all being the parts with Warfare there to set up the next one, which is not. I guess that's fine. It's kind of awkward, but it's fine. I preferred to see a whole episode about Data, and it was really, but it's again, you do get a lot of fun stuff with Data and Bashir. I'm a big fan of the character of Bashir, so it makes it a pretty solidly, fairly entertaining episode. So I'm at a B on that. So I will now ask our wonderful chat to give us your rating of Birthright Part 1 and any comments you might make. If you go for it, number 1, we'll start storing your comments, and I'm sorry about that, Mr. Angel. I hope it's nothing too bad, and good luck with that. I'll bring us some Max Redstone entertainment.
Before we do that, I'll just get to this question very quickly. Steve Mitchum said, did Dan Curry design the batleth? It's reminiscent of Chinese kung fu weapons called crescent knives. Steve Mitchum, yes, Dan Curry did design the batleth, and there's an entire process of thought behind it, which we covered when we first saw the batleth. It is in the block text, and I can review that at another time if you would like. But yes, it's all based on how martial arts actually work. So it garners a great deal of respect from me.
Larry, good to see you. Welcome. Good to have you join us. Okay, so I will. If you're ready, folks, we have a Max Redstone limerick for you. As always, so this is for Birthright Part 1. Is we ready? We're ready? Okay, here we go. What could be the Uridian scheme? If alive, Moog's shame would be extreme. But it might be such fun to see Worf fail as a father and a son, while Bashir's zaps compel Data to dream. Nice. Always just extraordinary, sir.
Beautiful.
Very, very well done, Max Redstone. All right, here we go. Rod Thunderheart with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. You were too kind, very generous of you. I really appreciate that.
How come I can't see that? I think my chat stopped again.
You started.
Did I start? Okay,
I
think my chat is really, really, really acting up, but it's okay. If I don't, if it's completely stopped, I'll let you know.
Well, you started, so you must have saw it.
Yeah. But something's happening on my side, and I don't know what's going on.
Okay. He says, hail Clobby, hail Raquel, few bucks to keep the lights on. Unrelated, sorry, but Raquel, Midnight's Edge had Paul Chato for on the floor on all morning. Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure who that is, but I do know Midnight's Edge, and we love them here. They're good friends. So hail to Tom and Andre for that, and thank you, Rod.
Well, it's finally working again. It's finally working again. Kit Kat Catastrophe is here. Kit, nice to see you.
Oh.
And the chat is rolling again. Thank goodness. It just totally stopped there for a while. Freaked me out.
You said Kit Kat?
Yeah, Kit Kat's here.
All right. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. Now where we go. Okay. Eric Carroll says B. This is Worf at his best. Also, the interaction between Data and Bashir is most amusing. I agree. I enjoyed that. I would like to send Bashir and Data in another episode. I wish they'd done more with her. It would have been great to have Data go to Deep Space Nine in an episode. They missed so many opportunities because that would have been fun. Wolfie says a rating C. Grandpa Simpson voice there. I can't do that one. I'll kill him. There are too many stories going on in this episode. This seems like a mash of two half thought out episodes with a crossover to help launch DS9. It was pretty early on in DS9. It was first season DS9. It makes me ill knowing that you will likely never see any other DS9 footage restored in this fashion outside of what we leave behind. You never know. It might happen. They just did it with the motion picture. You never know. Piss 'em out. Piss 'em out plus or minus continues to blow millions on each episode of Crap Hard when they could be restoring DS9 Voyager in it the same way TNG from the original negative. Well, like I said, they just did it with TMP, so who knows? You never know. They might do it.
Yep.
Larry,
but that's such a great comment. I totally agree.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's hope what happens, though. Larry says, androids dream of not being a 97-year-old washed-up starship captain. Androids do wonder what our little girls made of. Indeed, Larry.
Not a review, but I thought you might enjoy that.
I like that. I liked it. Yes, well done. Well done, sir. J.T. Kirk, is your chat messed up or something? Or are you okay? Because you got like 9 of them starred.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm wondering what I'm seeing and what I'm not seeing. And you know that super chat that I starred from Rod? I did not star that.
I didn't either, did I? I don't think I did.
I didn't star it. As a matter of fact, I can't even find it on my side. And so, yeah, the chat's acting really, really weird.
Well, I'm backtracking a little bit.
It started.
You've got them all starred, but we just don't have as many people.
Yeah, it's really weird. Well, we usually have about 33 people starred, and right now I have 9 starred, and that's all I can see on my side.
Maybe nobody's reviewing this one.
It started when you had the double. You know, like when you have a double review, even though it's not a double, it's like that's when it started, and it was like that 2 weeks ago too. When it produced a double, the chat froze for me on my side.
Wow. I don't know.
I'll keep starring whatever appears on my side, but hopefully it's not pooped.
Yeah, let us. Anyone, if Jill or Mark. If you see a bunch more that we're not seeing because we only have a few starred, let us know. Because the last one you have starred is Kal-El. If you guys see anyone after Kal-El and if we don't see it, let us know.
Here we have some coming in now. Okay, Michael Beacom.
It could be just slowed up on us. Who knows? B+ for JT Kirk. He says, I agree with Raquel that A-B stories should be swapped. Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. The premise of Bashir using the sickbay on the old NCC 1701 is flimsy, but his fascination with Data was well written and acted. Agreed.
Yeah, I totally agree, JT.
A and B should have been 2 separate episodes with Data's dreams as the first episode. Contrary to Ent and P. Hard, this is the version of Dr. Soong I think should have persisted through canon.
What a beautiful comment. I totally agree. It's quite wonderful because he's like, instead of it being so dark and almost criminal like, he's whimsical and caring. And I totally agree, JT. I would have loved to have this Soong explored. I love your comments. Love them.
Pleasant Valley says B, like anything with Worf. I think he means he likes anything with Worf. Okay. The great Bronze Wrencher himself, Eric K, says B, Worf and Data backstory is always good. When I got shocked, I never had a dream like that. Well, yes.
You got shocked? You're going to have to tell me that story sometime. And I'm really glad that you're okay. I know a couple of people who were electrocuted. And I know one gentleman who was struck by lightning while on a ladder. One day you're going to have to tell me that story, Eric.
Max Redstone says, a B-. I loved Data's story and loved the cinematography.
Yeah.
Data, don't stand in front of the emitter of a strange device as it's powering up. I have always been judgy of how Worf's character was written.
Me too. Yeah. I think he's a terrible father and he has suspect judgment. And I totally agree.
Yeah. Scuba Pete, B+. He's singing again. Oh, Dreamweaver. I believe we can make it through the night. Loved seeing Data and Bashir. Sorry about that. interact and enjoy it even
Yeah,
more, knowing DS9 is coming soon.
I
Well,
totally agree, Scuba.
yes, yes, indeedishness, and it was going on at that time. A dead man walking. Dad man, just kidding. Just a habit. I don't know. Dad man. Sorry about that, buddy. B minus. I didn't like the split of this into two episodes with
Yeah.
two big plots. Was distracting to me. Bouncing between the two stories
Mm-hmm.
could have been separate episodes with a minor story filler as needed.
Agreed. Great
Understood and
comments
agree.
tonight, Dad Man. You're on
Yes,
fire
sir.
tonight, hon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kal-El says, A. Part one was incredibly well done. In addition to setting up a very interesting story, there were a lot of great scenes throughout the episode. I thoroughly enjoyed the scene with Data and Bashir and the fan questions that Bashir asked Data. It was so organically woven into the story that it didn't seem out of place or shoehorned in at all. Data being able to dream
Yeah, it's a cool idea.
was a wonderful development of the character, and his interactions with his creator, Dr. Nunny and Sung, were heartwarming with the promise of more to come. A great first part of the story. Indeedish, sir. Indeedish, sir. Yeah, that stuff was really good. I'm with you there, but let's see. Okay. Michael Beacom says, I give it a B and a C because there are two stories with Data's underdeveloped, but with Data's underdeveloped. Yet again, going in two different directions
Yeah.
at once. I find the block text telling they really think the fans
Yeah.
are
Oh,
so
preach,
thick,
Michael.
that they fooled us about James Cromwell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, I feel that these were run together for the DS9 tie-in more than
Yep.
anything else. It indicates that the staff are now moving on.
I totally agree. That's a fair comment. Yeah. Good comments. Good comments, everyone.
The Comic Book Crusader gave it a B minus. I didn't hate this episode. Enough said. Well, that's fair enough. He didn't hate it. I'm glad. All we have left is Jill. I hope we get more.
That's it. That's all I have, boss.
There's got to be some
That's
more.
all I can see.
Did anyone leave theirs out? We'll see. Anyway, go ahead and read Jill's, and we'll see if we get some more.
Anti-derivative Jill, our communications chief. She has a three-parter. She's going to give this episode a B. She says this episode is just all over the place. They had absolutely nothing to do with Beverly or Picard, but still had them working on an aqueduct that we never hear about.
Yeah.
Julian has a unique perspective on Data, concerned with his human-like attributes. Worf is thrown into a potentially interesting subplot that his father may be alive. So I'm listening. 3 of 3. Data's plasma shock allows him to unlock dreaming, which will allow him to think more abstractly, and I believe more easily mimic human imagination. This is the only beneficial takeaway. Yeah. I agree.
I can't believe we don't have any other ones.
Yeah, usually usually at this point I've starred maybe between 31 and 34 replies. Oh, Larry just submitted a late one, and I don't have marks, so I have no idea what's going on.
Anyone missing one? Yeah, Larry said C average, nothing special.
Agreed,
I gotcha.
Larry.
I don't understand this.
That's it, hun.
Unless they're they were saving to do it all together, but no, no. I mean, wow.
That's it. So shall we move on to part 2?
I guess we can. I mean, we're missing a bunch of people's reviews, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe they will be forthcoming as we talk about part 2.
All right, everyone. But we're going to move on to. Well, we already talked about part 2. Really, then we need to talk about it, I guess.
Yeah.
Dalek says, "Did you see?" I don't know. Yeah,
no,
Dalek,
honey.
Let me see.
Oh, enigmatic drop air. Look at enigmatic drop air just came in.
All right, Dalek,
and you know what's really weird is it's doing that thing that it does when it stops where it bumps. Like you can see the whole thing bump, but you know what? It doesn't. No new comments come in, so it just keeps bumping. So it's acting really weird.
Oh, this chat's done. Everyone, sorry, the chat has at times been wonky. So
you have some more coming in.
Okay. While you're doing that, Sorry, no, Dalek. I'm not sure if I'd seen it, man. So, while you're getting those ready, I will read part 2 of Max Redstone's limerick.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go look for Dalek.
Dalek, I went back and looked a little. I'm not so sure. Again, it vaporizes comments sometimes. It's happened, and then who knows? It's just being crazy.
Let me go find
All right.
Dalek.
All right, everyone. Birthright Part 2 by Max Redstone. There we go. The Kittimer warriors have all their gear packed, and their daggers are rusted and cracked. But Worf mentors a runt and the glory of the hunt, but also gets all the Klingons guests whacked. Klingon guests whacked. I'm sorry if I messed up with Max. You know me. Thank you, Max. That was great stuff.
Okay. This one from here, it's not a review, but it is commentary.
Okay. Let's see here. Dalek. Oh, there you go. We had a crossover. Yes, yeah, that's not a review, but yeah, but still, it's acceptable.
That's all I got.
No, it's acceptable, though. I'm glad he wrote it. We had a crossover with DS9, and the only DS9 character we see is Bashir. Couldn't we have seen Kira or Dax? That would have been good. Yeah, I'm with you, Dalek. I wanted the full deal there. Didn't they have one episode where Riker talked to Quark for 2 seconds on the view monitor once? Yeah. So, on the monitor screen once, that is. Pleasant Valley says, B, I fell, fell asleep. Sleer?
He's sleeping. He's sleeping now.
Well, get some rest there.
Night, honey.
No problem there, Steve. We got you, man. You good? I don't want to worry about that. So I guess if you want to go ahead and read ED,
yay!
And then we'll read Mark, and we'll get on to part 2.
ED! He's got a 3-parter.
Up there.
And he's giving this first part a B+. He says, thematically, tying the activation of Data's dream circuitry sequence with Worf's epiphany was very effective. Simultaneously, whoa.
Sorry, I hit the wrong jam. Go ahead.
Simultaneously expanding both their character arcs.
Damn it. I'm sorry, I was trying to do something. Sorry.
2 of 3. It is strange that Dr. Bashir would, without first seeking permission, co-opt Enterprise facilities to perform unauthorized experiments on a piece of alien technology. 3 of 3. By denying the Klingons their heritage, the Romulan Klingon community illustrated how Stockholm Syndrome yields a false tolerance through enforced acceptance. Ooh, great comments. Love them, ED.
Yeah, well, thank you, ED. Hey, Dalek. You're cool. No, nothing to be sorry about. Guess it didn't do it. You did perfectly fine.
You did wonderfully.
Yeah,
you did absolutely wonderfully.
Yeah. You did great, man. Thank you. We appreciate you. Let's see here. Oh, well, Katie Carr said something, and that wasn't a review, but she said, the Data Bashir friendship was underused, in my opinion, especially given that we would later find out Bashir was genetically modified. Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would like to have seen more. Now the caboose for episode 1. I'm sorry if anybody wasn't able to get a review, and you're still welcome to if you want to do it on the next one. But the great Mark D with a C says A-. Really love the Data with Bashir and storyline. The Data with Bashir and how storyline and how they tied both Worf and Data's quest for their fathers together. Worf, your father is part of you. Always learning about him teaches you about yourself. This is why no matter where he is or what he has done, you must find him. Yeah. What is done, you must find him. Soon, if you can see me, you've crossed over the threshold from being a collection of circuits and subprocessors and have started a wonderful journey. This was a great setup for part 2 and the mystery about Worf's father. The rest of the Klingons was intriguing. Despite the makeup, I still kept waiting for Shrek to say, that'll do pig. They'll do, was it Babe reference?
Yeah. And the Comic Relief Crusader is saying goodnight to everyone. He says, I'm sorry, I have to call it
Okay,
a
man.
night. I'm
All right,
designing
buddy.
all day and I'm pooped. I am not boobed.
That is fine, everyone. Let's go ahead and get out. By the way, Comic Relief Crusader, thanks for dinner, buddy. Appreciate you, buddy. Let's go ahead and move on to part 2 now, please.
And
Before
Dalek,
you do that, though,
I
what?
beg your pardon. And Dalek, I just wanted to say before we move on to this part, usually we have like around 30 reviews, 30 plus reviews. So how we ask everyone to put them up so that they don't get lost in the conversation, because our community is very active and people talk. We put the review first. So if you don't feel like giving a review, like an A, a B, a C, or like a 4 out of 5 or anything like that, you could actually just type review. And I will do my best to make sure that I spy it with my little eye, and I will get it up so that Clobby will read it for you. And you did absolutely nothing wrong. We love your comments, and the chat's being a little weird tonight. So don't you worry, and keep those marvelous comments coming.
B plus, sorry, had a long week, says Pleasant Valley Picker. Tired. A great episode. Not a problem, Pleasant. We're just glad you're here, buddy. Don't worry about that.
Good night, BC.
All right. Now, all right. Number 1, what is your rating of Birthright Part? Did you have notes or what?
I do. I have notes.
You got notes? You didn't do that for that one? Okay, do your notes then.
In part 2, the war and occupation.
Hang on, everyone.
Pardon?
I'm saying, hang on, everyone, to your review until she gets done. Go ahead.
In part 2, the war and occupation commentary continues as the primary storyline. We have more drama. There is no science. There is no tech. There is no futurism. It's cool for Klingon Trekkies who love Klingon lore. Worf is clearly prejudiced against Romulans here. It's important to say that there is no blood feud. So this is incorrect. It should not be in the script. Klingons and Romulans were allies just a century before this. So there is no blood feud. They were not, both of these species were not born to hate one another, and they're not related. So that shouldn't have been said. This is a political allegory about religious and cultural identity. Kissing with the Klingon dental appliance must have smelled really yucky. And it's also important to mention that Worf tells a story about Kalas and tears on the sea, and then he says tears on the ocean. He should make up his mind whether it's the sea or the ocean, but it's important to note that that is also incorrect. Klingons do not have tear ducts, and we know this because Spock tells us this in ST6. Yeah. So there would be no K-less tears to fill an ocean or anything like that. So those are my comments from part 2.
Oh, there you go. Okay, everyone. Sorry, everyone. Hang on a second. Forgot to ask you, what is your rating of episode 2 of part 2?
C minus.
Right. C minus. Excellent. I got it again. I didn't really care much for the episode that much either. I was just sort of kind of a little fading in and out on it, to be perfectly honest. I didn't really, I don't know. I just couldn't get all into it, especially after that first part being kind of interesting and have the data stuff. So I have it at a C minus also. I just wasn't all into it, folks. But everyone now, please give us your rating of Birthright Part 2 and any comments you may have. Go for it. Let's see.
And I am standing by to star them. So release the Kraken.
I'll go ahead and do the Part 2 limerick again by Max, since I jumped the gun and did it earlier. What the hell? We'll do it one more time. How are you doing that? The Kittimer warriors have all their gear packed, but their daggers are rusted and cracked. But Worf mentors a runt in the glory of the hunt, but almost gets all the Klingon guests whacked. There you go. Almost got me whacked. It was tough staying awake for this. I mean, it really was. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I mean, it was kind of a snoozer for me. I didn't really care what was going on. That's really annoying when they don't even give a crap of an episode. Wow. I guess no one else does either. No one cares about this episode. Nobody's reviewing it.
Nope. No
And we
one
still
liked it.
We're showing that we have a lot of people. Well, when they don't like it, they review them even more. But we're showing a lot. I mean, we still got a decent, according to the count, people still watching. So
Yeah, but when something actually sucks, people will not even exert the energy to review it. I mean, LT it won't. He won't, and Megacropper won't.
yeah, but
Like these are just.
I haven't seen Megacropper yet.
Yeah, it's just people. If it's truly bad and the suck is large,
I don't know.
they have a wonderful time making fun of it. But if it's just not really good, and also I do have to say that some people are a huge fan of doing a separate review for the first part and the second part, and some people aren't prepared for that. Some people just have a review for the for it all together, right?
I guess could be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Michael, we got your second part. It was just the first part. I didn't see one from Michael for the first part, did we? Michael, if you wrote one for the first part, I didn't see it.
Yeah, me neither. Let me go see.
No, don't worry about it. Just keep starring stuff. I mean, because I looked. I mean, you looked.
I know, it's nuts. I don't know what's going on, but it's actually really upsetting because we rely on this system so that we can have nice conversations with people.
I'll start starring them, I guess.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm going to look for Michael Beacon's part 1.
It's not just him. There were a lot of people that I didn't see one. Part 1, we didn't have near as many as we did those other 2 episodes.
I know. We usually have like 30, in excess of 30 people. It's usually 33, 34, sometimes 31, but it's pretty regular. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I have one from Michael Beacom at 12 minutes past the hour that says, I 1 out of 2. I give it a B and a C because there are 2 stories with data underdeveloped. You read that?
I read that one. Yeah. So I did read that one, Michael. Yeah.
You did. But where's the 2?
I got his new ones for second part.
Oh, and didn't you read this part, Clubby? Yeah.
Yeah. We did read it, Michael.
We read it.
Yeah. So maybe he wasn't here or something. Maybe he didn't hear it.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, and enigmatic.
Okay, Kal-El, no hurry, buddy. We're just trying to. I'll start reading these now. No hurry for anybody.
Yeah, no hurries. We're not in a huge hurry, everyone. You're important to us.
Yeah, we got more for the second part than we had for the first part for some reason.
All right, Anti-Derivative Jill, our communications officer, says, Raquel, the amount of reviews you are starring match the amount in the chat. People are just apathetic about this episode, and I don't blame them. Love you, sweetheart. Thank you very much. You're an excellent communications officer. I love you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, did Mark D review the second? The first one he did, yeah. The second one is getting more than the first. Anyway, Eric Carroll says, B. Again, this is Worf at his best. And interestingly enough, he does what he has to do in order to protect the kids. Indeed. Michael Beacom says, C. While I love Worf episodes, he has worse interpersonal skills than the Borg. Sucks with kids, sucks with Klingon Romulan women. Guess they have a gene splicer. Sucks with colonists.
I love Michael.
Imagine if instead of Worf, it was Kirk. He would kick his jailers' asses, lead the Stockholm Syndrome captives to freedom, whereupon they could reconstitute the colony of equals as equals. You forgot the part where he would, have fun with the hot chicks. Although she's too young for him.
Oh yeah, way too young.
But if they would have made, but in the story they would have made it an older, a little bit older, old enough,
for sure.
And then he would have had some fun. So
for sure.
Yeah. J.T. Kirk. Well, hell, Worf wasn't that much younger than Kirk. He was probably too old for her too. Anyway, J.T. Kirk says B-. The traditional song sung in the Klingon camp is so authentic sounding. I have to give a better rating as props to the composer. Worf should have taken Wesley to get eaten by the tree viper. the needle snake thingy.
I thought actually that was a stroke of genius. That was very immersive, and that was good storytelling there to include that in the teleplay when you're considering dropping into some foreign jungle on a planet you've never been on, and he warns him about the tree vipers. I
The
thought that was
needles, yeah.
great.
C minus mech for the bronze Ranger Eric Kerr. All right, let's hear. By the way, ED didn't review the last episode. Maybe he'll do both of them if or maybe
Oh
something
no,
happened.
I love ED.
Yeah, I don't think he did. Did he review the first part?
To tell you
The
the
first
truth,
part?
I read absolutely every single thing that everyone in the chat says. So there are hundreds of messages that I read each and every Saturday. So sometimes I get confused as to whether or not we've read them because I literally read every word they say.
I know, but I can't remember him reviewing it. Maybe he did. Don't take me ED if you did. Don't. I mean, just me, I'm senile. You should
No,
never know.
we read ED's, I think.
Okay, maybe he did.
He said something really smart and wonderful.
That's
It's
right.
funny
Oh,
because I
he
really
did.
agree with him on all of these episodes this week. Really, he has some great comments this week.
Wolfie says, rating C. Crap, I forgot what was in the second part. Did anyone catch some vibes from the Enterprise C situation? What is with Romulans wanting to capture and mate with their prisoners? I don't know, Wolfie. I'm afraid even I just don't know.
Love you, JT. Thank you for that wonderful message. JT Kirk says, here's a message for you and Clobby. You guys are awesome. Love you, JT Kirk. Thank you so much.
Thank you, JT. We appreciate you.
And boss, I should let you know that our friend JD Lewis is here, and I just starred his comment, and he has left a review. So please help yourself to that, and everyone, please say hello to our friend JD Lewis.
JD Lewis, good to see you, my friend. Max Redstone says tonight on Poop About Poop, C minus 2.5 half mogs. A Worf shows he can be a good father, not to his own son. Tokath is not happy, and Bael has been hiding a secret for her heritage about her heritage.
Bael, yeah.
Bael, sorry. Wow, I love it. All right, let's see here. Kyle says C plus. The second part of the story pales in comparison to the first, although the interactions between Worf and the other captive Klingons in the camp were somewhat interesting, it seemed. Yeah, that's good enough. That's fair enough. More like the writers remembered that Worf had a story too that needed a resolution rather than a well thought out conclusion to the episode. I didn't necessarily dislike the second part of the story, but part one was definitely the better one of the two in its setup and execution. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Dadman says B minus, pretty much the same review as the previous review. It seemed to jump around a lot. Ending seemed a bit hokey and convenient, turning these kids loose who were sheltered all of their life. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Mitchell, apathy. Who cares? That is quintessential Steve. Love you, bro. JD Lewis says, "Hola, friends. C minus for parts 1 and 2. A relentlessly mediocre two-parter. Would have worked better as a one part of the story was all sizzle and no steak. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. I'm glad to see you, sir. Did I review it? So tired. I can't. Pleasant Valley. I believe you did. And go get some rest. Let's see here. Okay. Are you ready to read Jill? I don't know. Did ED do one? I don't think he did yet. Well, go ahead and read Jill. It's cool. He may be busy or doing something. That's fine.
I just want to make sure I don't miss any of the comments. So
that's what I was worried about. He always has one.
Yeah, he does. It'll be coming. Enigmatic Drop Air will be dropping the mic. You can be sure of that.
That's cool.
Anti-derivative Jill. Hello, you beautiful nerd. My fellow nerd. My fellow INTJ. I just love you. Jill's giving this 5-parter, and she's giving the grade a D minus. A D minus. Wow, that's really low
Oh,
for Jill. Jill is like me.
yeah.
She's quite generous with Star Trek. She says a Romulan takes Klingons prisoner, but when there is no one where for them, they form a strange cult in which the next generation of Klingons forget entirely what it is to be a Klingon. Nope. No. Just trying to starve themselves would not be the length at which the original prisoners would go to get rid of themselves of life to begin with. True. They even state it is worse than death, yet resign themselves to live in it. Maybe one Klingon might submit himself to this type of Stockholm syndrome, but not all of them.
Mm.
Well, I
Good perk.
enjoyed Worf instructing young Klingons, hearing the verses of a song translated, and the hunting and the Mokbara. The unbelievability of the rest hurts the episode for me.
Good point, though.
No one must know of this place. After careful consideration, the only reconciliation I could discover is that this ties in with the B plot, and this entire A plot is Data's dream. Oh wow, that's interesting. That's a very interesting way of looking at it.
It is,
or actually improving it. Right? Jill's like trying to find a way to improve it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done, Jill. Our chief engineer, the great model to deal with the C, says B plus. There was good chemistry between Bial and Worf, and it was a great reveal. She was part Romulan. It was touching that Worf would have accepted his father back despite his dishonor. The story also did a good job of eliminating prejudices. Bial, what being born? I'm sorry that if it offends you, Worf. No. It is hard to explain. Klingons and Romulans are blood enemies. I hate them. I guess he's just a bigot, that Worf.
Well, and further to that point that Mark is making too, like Moog really isn't like he doesn't really have dishonor. He hasn't been shamed, right? Mm-hmm. He actually didn't do anything wrong. So that's weak writing as well, because that it should have been more obvious that's why he would seek out Moog, because his dishonor was false, right? The Klingon High Council decided to bestow that dishonor on Moog, but Moog committed no true dishonor. And so the fact that the writers and Jerry Taylor didn't tie that in, that's why he would still seek out his father, is a weakness. And yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, Mark D with the C, that they don't just outright say that, and they should.
Have been for centuries. Worf does a great job as a rabble rouser. How would he have done in the 60s as a hippie? I don't know. Ultimately, a good solution is found so the kids get to live life without dishonoring their Klingon families. Jarts was more dangerous than Kavak in the 70s. Jarts. We like Jarts. Lawn darts. Well, let's see. They can't be true blood enemies because they can make kids together. They can make kids together. Yeah, that's a good perk.
Yeah, but there's no
right,
long-standing war between the Romulans and the Klingons. That's just not true. It's not a blood feud. It's a century before they were selling each other ships. So yeah, it's not. I don't know. It's just the second part sucks. It's like someone who doesn't even understand Star Trek wrote it, and it's annoying. And I just it's a bad.
And the thing is, if they started being enemies because of the Kittimer massacre, it's one thing, but that's not centuries. It's
certainly not a blood feud.
No.
Right?
Nope. No, it ain't. So I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. Well, we've gotten through our episodes. What do you think of that? Well, that's because we didn't have nearly as many reviews. So
it's nuts. We have never done a Saturday night Star Trek in 2.5 hours before, ever.
Something happened because we still apparently have the same people. Almost as many people watching. It goes up and down, but apparently not as many people reviewed. Maybe they were not able to. Maybe
it just sucked.
The chat might have been. No, it's not that. I think something happened with the chat or something. I mean, maybe ED had something wrong with his computer. I don't know because he didn't chime in on the last two. But it's not just him. I don't know. Something weird happened. I don't know. LT, he may have had to go, but he was just late for him. So
yeah,
I'm not sure what happened.
I think Jill is onto something where she just said that it's just apathy. Like, why expend your energy? It's just not a very good episode, and it's not. It doesn't cross the line enough to make people upset.
But like you said, this has never happened. This has not happened before.
Yeah, it's unprecedented.
We've always had the same amount of reviews.
We do.
Next week, folks, the episodes are Starship Mine, Lessons, The Chase, and Frame of Mind. We're getting toward the end of the season 6. Getting ever closer to the end. Hey,
Mr. Angel's back.
Yeah. I hope it wasn't anything too bad, sir. Let's see here. Well, hey, that's cool. I mean, it's always fun to be done early.
D. Bud Martin said, Enigmatic Drop Bear had to leave early. Enigmatic Drop Bear, we love you.
Oh, we didn't see it then. Okay, that's all. I mean, we must have had I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, D. Bud. I mean, because, there's no way he wouldn't have anything to say about it. Worst episode, greatest episode, mediocre. I mean, he and everyone have. Okay, so it's cool. It was just a little strange. We didn't see. It's fine if none of you ever want to say anything. That's cool too. It's just that usually everyone does, and we were just concerned. Was it the chat doing it to us? We don't know. That's my thing with it. Not that you all are ever obligated to write anything. You could just say, "Hey, this episode sucked." That's all you got to do. Or you can say, "This was great." You never have to do it. You're never obligated to do anything. We were just curious if it was something wrong with the the chat or something like that. Kit Kat Catastrophe. That's quite all right. Yeah. I too am quiet. Well, we know that's not true, but we love seeing you here though.
Kit knows quite a bit about Star Trek. I've been friends with Kit on Twitter for many years, maybe 5 years. Kit knows a lot about Star Trek, and Kit is definitely a 735er, a hardcore 6605, and an incredibly nice person.
Well, absolutely. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here there, Kit.
Yeah.
But yes, this is what we do on Saturday nights, and it is. Yeah, we did kind of bust it early. Got in out of there. By the way, Mark D with a C. If you're busy, no biggie. But if you want, you have a link. If you want to stop in and say hello. Let's see here. Up in here. I should have thought of a poll, but I couldn't think of one. I was trying to think of one. We did a poll last week. We had fun with that. So
yeah,
I couldn't think of one though. Oh, look at
JT Kirk just
Thank you, JT
gave
Kirk.
you a really nice gift.
A local TV station plays TOS in the evenings. Last night, my 20-month-old son heard the opening musical phrase and sprinted to the TV. It made my eyes sweat to see a young Trekkie in the making. Yeah.
At 20 months. Oh my goodness. You're getting close. You're getting close to the big 2. It's coming, the big 2.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Getting close to the terrible 2s, as they say, huh? JT Kirk, excellent. You've made a Trekkie. We need more. And needless to say, you can't let him near the filth, though.
I made a Trekkie too.
Yeah, I didn't.
A long time ago.
I made Geeks, but not Trekkie. What's up, dude?
Hey, great show tonight.
Hey, thanks, man. Good to see you.
Finishing early. I like that episode more than people do, but I guess that's okay, right? The last one, the second parter.
Yeah, I guess it could have been
so bad.
I guess it could have been something to do with ED had to run, or maybe or maybe the chat was wonky. I don't know, but anyway.
Yeah, it did get kind of wonky for a second. Then my browser crashed.
Yeah, that's okay. We got technically 4 episodes. Let's see, what is it? Jill says
she's still working on making a Trekkie.
My son is only taking to Doctor Who. Well, I love Doctor Who just about as much. So I love it.
Dalek 451 has a great comment as well.
Yeah, it could be that she's gotten through the episodes faster than normal. There just wasn't much to say about the episodes. That's never been a problem before, but I hear you, Dalek. But yeah, and there's but yes, I'm glad that you got a kid at least that's into one of them because I love Doctor Who, Jill. So that's great.
And you didn't tell me you're going to do Pigs in Space because look, I have the setup here.
Katie's-
Pigs in space.
Katie says, just finished TOS from start to finish. What a ride. Yeah. Oh, nice. Love it. I love it. Wow.
Yeah, because I grabbed that out of the basement when I saw your
Pigs in space.
Of course, I would have to have that from the Muppets, right? You got to have the spaceship set. So, Kirk, I couldn't. I don't have any Troy figures at the handy though. I have those all buried away in the attic. But I thought you might get a kick out of that. Yep.
As a father of a biracial child, this episode would be important to me if it was better written. To see
Right?
from Steve Mitchum. I got you, buddy.
But then they went there and then totally pooped the bed. They went there and then pooped the bed. I totally agree, Steve Mitchum.
Well, there's no good resolution at the end. They didn't. It didn't lead anywhere other than the kids got to go off, and Picard kind of gave a wink, nod.
Max. Max. Exactly. Yes, Max. That'd be one. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, there you go. I like that toy. Very cool.
Yeah, that was a fun find. Yeah.
Poor Beaker.
Poor Beaker. Yeah. Yeah, you can change all the backgrounds.
Who airlocked Beaker? That was mean.
That was me. I figured everyone would get a kick out of that one.
You airlocked Beaker. Oh,
well,
you just received a gift.
Thank you, Eric K. Appreciate that, Clobby. He's just excited about the Wesley Trek rumor. Is that a rumor? I haven't heard it.
Wesley's coming back?
I sure hope so.
Disgusting.
Look, they're bringing them all back next year in that trailer they announced before their even stupid second season is even finished. So I hope why not? They ought to bring them back. I want it to be as stupid as possible. Yeah.
Look at
Put
this.
them in there.
I wonder if Scuba Pete can see this. Scuba Pete would love this.
Scuba Pete.
He also collects these highly, like super rare toys and memorabilia and models. This is great. Scuba Pete would love this. He would think this is hysterical.
Nice.
Yeah, and I don't think many people have this set. Yeah. Of course, I couldn't resist it when I saw it. I gotta have that.
It is the Genesis countdown, Wolfie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Coolness.
Yep.
That's amazing. Jesus Christ. Oh dear. I saw all kind of Trek toys today at that con.
Yeah, just gonna say you were buying toys today too.
I was telling Raquel I saw the phone. I saw the phone at the con.
Look at this.
Oh, you did? Yeah, cool.
Yep, Clobby cries because banned from Wesley in season PR because banned Wesley in season 3. I don't know because he might show up.
He's with the Traveler still. Or what happened?
Show up, Max. Thank you for that, Max. By the way, I appreciate you. He might show up. Yeah. I don't know.
Thank you, Max.
With the Traveler.
Piggy and the Gorn.
The true thing is, Will Wheaton doesn't have to act anymore in the show since he's an insufferable. And he is insufferable in real life as Wesley was in the series. Yeah, here's the thing about that, and please get ready to shin kick him and Tracy tries anything, Raquel. I'm not getting into the Tilly Raffi argument with you. I'm going to use them both. No, I'm going to say
I won that one. Come on.
I'm going to say that Wussy Crusher does not stand a chance to be as annoying as those two.
Yeah, all right, we can agree on that. Yep.
They expounded upon his comments, so we have his full comments, and I'll have what didn't happen for 500, Alex.
Mrs. Piggy would win against the Gorn.
Can we please have that in a poll? I really like that poll.
No,
who would win in a
battle?
Miss Piggy
I refuse.
or the Gorn?
I will not be putting that in a poll.
Why? That's a great poll. And why didn't you jump in with your Gorn impression? I did Miss Piggy.
I couldn't. I tried, and I couldn't get in there. You were talking. And now I'm mad at you because I don't want to apologize that. And I was like, I will not be merciful. I am pigs in space. Captain, you have to ask them up its idol. Ouch. See? Ow. I'm tired. I've been in the con all day. It's my excuse. No.
We have Con Clobby tonight, folks. This is Con Clobby.
Are you acting like MODOK?
This is Clobby on Con.
Yeah, I didn't spend that much money, but my friends did.
That MODOK was nice. Is nice, yeah.
Yeah, $20 is for that, and now loose like that. It's pretty good.
That's the Marvel Legends one or the Hasbro?
The brand new one.
Oh, the brand new one. Yep.
It's not. That's all the build figure's not as good as that one. That's the one. That brand new one. Whatever that brand new one, the one you got, you have that one, don't you?
I got the build the figure. Yep. Well, they're both pretty.
And you got the build. Okay, this ain't the build one. This is not the. This is the one they just.
This is the newer one. Yep.
Yeah. That's
still pretty nice. I saw the picture. It was nice. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, did you get the clip I had of?
If you want me to do that poll, I will. But what's that?
Yeah. Oh, did you get the clip of Picard getting splashed? I know I'm always do that last minute, but I had that.
I didn't, because I have to know about something before.
I know. I sent it last minute mark. So, and then Premiere kept crashing on me.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Here, I'll. It's just a 2-second clip. You know, when he gets
splashed
in the bar. We could show
I can't mess with that now. I mean, I can't.
No, I could show it for fun. If
it makes you fun, I'm probably gonna get in trouble. But
for fun.
Well, I think that's okay, right?
I don't know.
No, for 2-second clip, that's a 2-seconder. Yep. Let me.
I'll try to download it.
Yeah, I put it in the Google Drive, but it's probably easier if I just show it.
Kal-El says, "I would love to hang out at the con with this. This chat would be amazing." Yep. Yeah. One of my buddies is a comic collector, got some pretty good deals on some comics. I saw a bunch of stuff. I saw stuff that Jill would want today, but I'm not gonna say what it is because she'll want it. I saw it, but it made me think of Jill.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but everyone is making such great Miss Piggy jokes in the chat. Question, would the Decker unit go for Miss Piggy first, or will Miss Piggy jump the Decker unit? And the Metrons turn the screen back on to show Miss Piggy eating some barbecued lizard meat. For who would win, Piggy or Gorn? These are great comments. These are great comments. I love you, chat. I love you.
There we go. Oh, play. There we go. We can't get in trouble for that.
Did it play?
It played, yep. It's 2 seconds.
My computer's so slow I didn't even see it.
It flashed, yeah. It just flashed, yeah. That's a fun one to upload if someone annoys you.
I'll I'll upload it. Yeah. But I just didn't know.
No, it was during the show. It was,
okay.
I was out today.
I stand under.
Yeah, no, it's not you. It's on me. Yep. I got to get these engineering things. We're rearranging everything at the last minute, so we like to change things. So, yeah.
You
engineers, they love to change
things. You know what I wish I could change? The fact that I ate at IHOP today. Ugh, I'm feeling it.
That wasn't good. Yep.
Well, there's certain things you probably shouldn't order at IHOP. You don't have IHOP, do you, Raquel?
We have IHOP our way.
We have.
Everyone does. You have IHOP up there? Okay. Mm-hmm. There you go. It's great for 4 a.m, but going there at 3 or 4 in, that's when it's like Waffle House.
You're not supposed to order the crawfish there, Clobby.
They don't have that.
What did you offer that was order that was dangerous?
Chicken fried steak was garbage.
Oh, it's bad? Yeah, real bad. Yeah.
You get all the breakfasty stuff, but I don't know. Just get
the pancakes.
When you go to IHOP, folks, get breakfast.
Pancakes, yeah.
Don't order their other crap like I do sometimes.
Max, Clobby ordered the lobster. Now the entire chat is just going to be filled with sea bug comments.
Yeah, the lobster
mushrooms and sea bugs.
Lobster and pancakes. That's what I ordered.
Pancakes with mushroom syrup.
I survived the sweetbread on my trip to Italy, so that was really good. It was deep fried. Yep. Mr. Angel, if he's still in the chat, he would know that. And then the guys, the waiter's like, "Did you know what that is?" I'm like, "Yes." And I'll have tripe for my entree. So we both laughed.
Brains and intestines.
Mark was one of the best dinners I had.
With the awful.
Well, stomach. Yeah,
shouldn't be allowed to be call that sweetbread. Then.
But I don't know if I could eat gah though. But I can eat tripe and sweetbread. Gah.
But tripe includes intestines.
It's the stomach. It's the stomach, no intestines.
Yeah, but I thought that it includes the.
No.
Listen, I've washed it. I've had to cook it.
Yeah, no, it's just the stomach. Yep. I have
Is it
two of
just
them.
the stomach?
Just the
Okay.
stomach. Yep.
All right, Michael Bingham, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Have a great night.
Good night, Michael.
Take
Okay,
care.
who wants
Take
to go
care.
to who wants to get together and go to Waffle House tonight, right now?
No.
Mm.
You're like, that's when you go. You're supposed
Waffle
to
House
go
is
like
good stuff. Yeah.
supposed to go like 1 or
late
2
night.
in the morning, 3 in the morning. You don't go to Waffle House?
No. We don't
Why?
have a Waffle House here.
Oh well, that you couldn't well go to it though, could you?
No.
But I bet
Or
people
White
here
Castle.
we don't have
White
that.
Castle here.
We have Crystal. Well, you know what? But they sell them frozen. They got in the store the White Castle frozen burgers. So weird. Okay, well, everyone, I'll tell you what. I guess we could all just cut it off early because we got our episodes done.
Wow.
JT
we're gonna talk about UFO now. Just kidding.
Oh, okay, we can. Yeah.
I'm joking. Yeah. What did he
Was
say?
a victim in Tapestry. He was a young man again, but suffered from God.
That's true. Yeah.
Right, Thunderheart. Hey. Yeah.
How did he keep up with the younger lady in that episode too? Wowzers!
I've been wanting to go to
flu when you
Denny's.
need him.
You got. They still have Denny's around there where you are.
Yeah,
Well, I guess we have.
got Denny's. Yeah.
I think we got Denny's. Yeah. Waffle House. I don't know. Go get whoever even orders waffles at Waffle House. But anyway, yeah.
Well, I love. Was it Hash House a Go Go in Vegas, and they opened one in the casinos up here in Connecticut, but they had the chicken and waffles together, but you get like a stack of chicken, a stack of waffles. Oh, that was good.
I'm afraid Hash House would mean something entirely different in Canada. Sorry.
Yeah,
chicken and waffles are good though.
Chicken, yeah, good chicken. Well, yeah, it's got to be good, but yeah, it's that's a great combo. Yep.
Yeah, and I went to Steak and Shake this morning. You ever been to Steak and Shake? You got Steak and Shake up there?
No.
Don't know that one. Yep.
Steak burgers.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, yes, everyone. I went to a con and then came back and did this. And this was more fun, but it was good going to the con. It's like a little one-day one. $10 to get in, and it was huge, huh?
Was it a lot of artists and things there? Or was it more?
There was some of that. There was some artists, but it was mostly like a big deals room with some panels and some costume contests. You saw the picture of the kid dressed as Dr. Doom I sent you, right?
Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
Jill, are you telling me I walked right by Hash House? I think I walked by something called Hash House. I guess I did. It's in the Rio. Oh, wow.
Hash House. Oh,
I have never been to Hash House. I need to go to Hash House.
Yeah, I've been to the Rio.
Jill.
I've been to the Rio, but not when they had the con there. Good night, JD Lewis.
Beware of Rudy Tootie Fresh.
Have a good one. Denny's, Waffle House, IHOP, Mary Callender's, all fantastic. Yes.
Yeah. We have something here called Tutti Frutti.
That's
breakfast.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow.
Good night,
Nice.
JD. Thank you so much for being here. You were great company tonight.
Yeah, good to see you there. Yeah.
Have a good weekend, sweetheart.
I saw the phone. I saw, let's see here, a bunch of different models.
Trek models or
everything.
Everything.
Everything. This, but the Trek. I saw the runabout for $20. I almost got.
Oh, that's a good deal. Yeah.
It was a model though, not the toy. I don't think. But still, for a toy, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
I
gotta pick up that bridge, the new Enterprise bridge. Yep.
I saw a TNG shuttlecraft as an alarm clock.
Oh, that's cool. Yep.
Yeah, I almost got that. If it had been a TOS shuttle as a clock radio or whatever, I would have got that.
Sold, right?
I would have wanted it, yeah.
But, I missed out on that first shuttlecraft when it came out on Playmates. I didn't scoop up some of the toys. And that shuttlecraft actually became worth quite a bit. I know it probably came back down now, but, as a toy collector in me, it's like, whenever you see it, just buy it. Don't let it go by, right?
Yeah.
But... there are some cool, and they actually came out with the Galileo 7 in that line too. So I'm bidding on that on eBay. So don't anyone bid on that. I saw that.
I saw one of those. So
the Playmates one. Yeah.
I think I saw one of those there. So Of course, I had a lot of comics. It was just, again, there were some comic creators. There were a couple, no really, really big guests. It was just a 1-day one, but it was so crowded. The park, almost like a mile and a half away. I had to walk in this morning, the park. It was just fantastic. It was just gigantic, and it was pretty big for for us, not for you guys up there with your Javits, whatever.
Yeah, it was
Ridiculous with
massive.
a billion
That's
people, but
ridiculous, yeah.
for us it was for us Hicks down here, it was pretty decent. And again, it was $10 to get in, so you didn't.
That's not bad. No, yeah,
No,
that's a
but
good deal. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't get you didn't lose much if you just walked in for a little while,
Yeah,
So-
it's always fun. And then it's always, it's a lot of fun. It's just hanging out with the people. If you can meet people.
Oh yeah, I just went to hang with buds.
And then you had friends there. Yeah, or you just you go with some friends and you just people watch sometime and walk around. And I didn't actually buy that much this time around. And but yeah, you always take a little bit of extra cash if you got any, and then you try to resist all the impulses to buy
Katie
everything.
Carr. Yes, I just want to say goodbye to Katie Carr.
Sure, yeah. Good night, Katie.
Love you, Katie. Pop in more often. We love seeing you.
Good night, sweetheart. Thank you so much for stopping in, and I'm so happy that you finally got to finish TOS. I just absolutely love that a young woman like yourself, you're in university, ballerina, you have everything going for you. You're just such a sweet young woman. And the fact that you listen to these old fogies talking about TOS, and then you even go and watch it. I just love you, Katie Carr, and
You rock.
I'm never going to stop telling you that. So
Yeah.
have a good rest of your week, and especially your weekend, because I bet you have some time off from university, and let your mom know that we said hello. And Easter is coming up,
Yes.
so very happy Easter to you if I don't see you, sweetness. Bye, honey.
Take care, Katie. Great to see you, Jill. It was it was a lot of Trek stuff, but I saw a model of the Deep Space Nine station. I'm like, man, that's just
A big one, or?
Yeah, a big one.
Nice.
I wanted to get that. I don't know, put it to
Yeah,
you
I
like,
I have that Playmobil one, but I lost one of the arms. I can't find it in my
yeah.
basement. And my Mr. Spock Mego has walked out of my room. I can't find where that went. So I was trying to find that tonight to put it on the bridge of the with the pigs in space. Like, who grabbed my Spock?
Yeah.
So I gotta call him on the communicator and see what happened to him.
Yep. Well, I hear you there. Well, everyone, I want to thank you all for being here with us tonight. What we will do is we're going to start saying our goodbyes now. First, quick show note: Monday night, Mark C. Comic Talk at a special time, 2 hours earlier, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Clobby's Classic Comics Review. The great J-Man will join me to review the late 70s, what was it, early 80s? Marvel DC crossover, Batman versus the Incredible Hulk. Looking forward to that. Cannot wait. Love doing these reviews. And that's it for that.
Eric K has sent you a gift.
Oh.
Yeah. And Kit says, thanks for reminding me I'm old. And Tyrell says, great show tonight, everyone. Thanks. Thanks, Tyrell. Thanks, Kit. And Eric, I love you.
That's what she said. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate that, buddy. Oh, Kit, you're not old. I'm old. Believe me. I'm the oldest one here of all of us. So, Kit, I am old, and you are not. Let me see. See, you don't look old to me. There you go. I couldn't see your avatar there. And then as we all know, here on YouTube, everyone is their avatar.
Yep.
So there you go.
I am actually my avatar.
You are. You actually are. Yeah. Well, I am too. I'm the thing. I'm orange. I'm Orange Rocks. So, thank you all here. Let's go ahead and we like to shout everyone out at the beginning of the show, of course, and then at the end, whether they're still or not, we like to shout everyone out before we get out of here. We're going to do it right now. Of course, the great Mark D with a C and the great anti-derivative Jill, our crew members. Our other crew members, Raymond and Sandra Feliciano, had to run out, but we appreciate them, and LT as well had to run, I guess. So now, Mr. Angel, thank you so much for being here, buddy. Really appreciate you. Good night, Chef, or good day, Chef. I think it's day over there.
Yep, stay over there, right? And don't eat chicken and waffles, I guess, right? Sorry.
Stop saying chicken and waffles. You're offending the chef.
They're so good, though, if you had it here.
You didn't like those? He doesn't like that?
Belgian waffles. Yeah,
No,
I guess
it's
not.
just outside of the United States. People don't put fried chicken on Belgian waffles.
What's wrong with them? Hey, they'd be better. I mean, what's wrong with those people? The Comic Relief Crusader, I believe he had to run, but whether they're still here or not, we shout you all out. D. Bud Martin, brother, thank you so much for all you do, buddy. Really appreciate you, man. Take care, buddy. Again, big thanks to the great bronze wrencher, Eric K. Brother, thanks for all the help, buddy. And thank you for those contributions, man.
Love you. And Eric K is saying that Chris Persia had to run, so maybe we'll take care of Chris at this opportunity as well. The great wrench of the North, my fellow Canadian, and all around wonderful gentleman. Good night, Chris.
Love the Chris Persia, absolutely. Big shout out to the great J Man. Looking forward to doing that, and not only have got that one up, but in the not too distant future, sometime in a few weeks, when the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness comes out, he will be joining us for a big review. Humongous shout out to a great contributor and a great fellow, the amazing Max Redstone.
Yay!
Thank you so much for your amazing works. Appreciate you.
Terrific. Not only were your limericks spot on tonight, just they're always gold quality. But thank you so much for your wonderful comments in the chat. You were great company as usual, Max. And thank you so much for supporting Clobby's channel. It means a lot to me, and it's super important. So I appreciate you on pretty much every front I could as a community member. Thank you, Max.
And Max, like I said, Blake 7 Roundtable is coming soon, buddy. It's getting ready. It's good. Can't wait. Hey, Dalek 51. Yes, we are running out, but I'm always happy to see you and join us. So appreciate you. Thank you for popping in, my friend.
And thank you for fearlessly jumping into the chat. That was really great, and I hope you'll do it again.
The Catman, a.k.a. Dee Myers. I hope you and the missus are doing well, my friend. Thank you.
Good night.
The great Super One himself, Cal L. Buddy.
The real soup.
Yes, indeed. And I would love to. I wish we could hang out at a con together, bro. Maybe one day. I don't know where you live, but maybe we'll bump into the con. Pleasant Valley Picker.
Night.
Thank you so much. The wonderful enigmatic drop bear had to run. I did not know that when we're wondering, but a big shout out to, if you happen to hear this later or whatever, ED. Thank you so much.
Wonderful comments as usual. Thank you so much for adding to this whole community with your wonderful, wonderful reviews and taking the time to do that and create good conversation. I really appreciate you very much. Good night, enigmatic drop bear.
Our fantastic friend, the great Hungry Boy, a.k.a. Hungry, for more Nicole Scott and less Henderson. I still don't know who they are. Is this just me?
Yes.
You do know who they are?
No, I have no idea. I was just going to say, yes, I want to say goodnight to Hungry Boy, our resident anonymous professional comic book artist and author. So I love you very much, Hungry Boy, and we'll talk soon.
Steve Mitchell, brother, dude, I hope you're feeling better, man. I hope Maddie is doing well. Thank you for being here, bro.
Hope you got the furniture together. Good night, Thor.
Always good to see you there, Thor.
Did you find the Phillips?
I don't know. Andrew Northam.
Screw gun's much better.
Andrew Northam, thank you so much for being here. Mega Cropper didn't give any reviews, but was it popped up at the beginning of the show? Mega Cropper, if you're out there, or even if
you're
out, thank you so much. The wonderful Mr. and Mrs. Dadman, the Dadman clan. We appreciate you.
Hell, Dadman clan.
Yes, thank you so much. My buddy Project Storytime popped in. Always a pleasure, buddy. He has a great channel over there. Snail Messiah, thank you so much, my friend, for being here. It was great to see you.
Hungry Boy says, I answered that. You must have missed it in the chat when he answered.
I can't. When we're doing these shows, especially when it's one like this, I don't get to look at the luxury of getting to look at the chat a lot of the time, Hungry Boy, so I miss a bunch of stuff. So I'm sorry. That's okay. You can just send it to me. And
Nicole Scott, great World War
artist.
Or WW artist?
And Erica Henderson is a terrible squirrel. Oh, you know what? Nicole Scott. Yeah, I thought it was Nicola Scott. But yeah, maybe I thought it was Nicola, but yes, she is a great artist. I follow her on Facebook. I think I'm friends with her on Facebook, and I think she is a really good artist. So yeah, okay. I thought it was Nicola, but
What's
maybe it's Nicole.
WW? I was going to read that as
Wonder Woman.
World War. Oh,
Wonder
Wonder Woman. Okay.
Yeah,
all
she
right.
is. When I saw Nicole Scott or whatever it is, and the WW, oh yeah, Wonder Woman art, and a very good Wonder Woman artist. Yes, you're right. Yes, and Eric Henderson, I'm not familiar with, but Squirrel Girl, I know Ditko created her, but I don't know what he was thinking.
And
What?
Thor threw away the Phillips screwdriver and just used his hammer to put together the
Oh,
furniture.
that's bad.
tonight.
That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Cardinal Sin may not be with us, but Cardinal, thank you for your contributions, my friend. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. My old buddy Jobber, just Joe 47. Jobber.
Night, Joe.
Good to Michael Beacom. I believe you had to run, but thank you, Michael Beacom.
You were terrific tonight, Michael Beacom. Thank you for your excellent conversation and company.
Tyrell 72, thank you so much. Always honored to have you here, my friend.
Night, Tyrell.
Cavaccino, Cavdaman Shea, thank you for
Dun,
being
dun,
here.
dun, dun.
Wolfie, thank you.
Ow,
Always good to see you. Our old pal, the Nerd Porio Life Form popped in. Thank you.
Good night.
Scotty R37, thank you for being here and thank you for your contribution there. I appreciate it.
Yes, and for supporting the channel. Thank you for your super
Thank
sticker
you.
and I think your super chat. But thanks, Scotty.
Yes, appreciate you. Phantom Outsider, buddy. Thanks so much as always. Good to see you there, bro.
Always good company. Have a great weekend, Phantom.
And they call him Scuba. Scuba, I'm serious. Dude, when are you going to come hang out with us at the geekery, man? Come on.
Scuba Pete!
Peer
And
pressure
Leslie.
for tomorrow night. Yep.
Yeah, we're pressuring you. We're pressuring Scuba.
Peer
Pete to show
pressure.
up.
Peer pressure.
Dude, hey, don't make me come looking for you. Here you go. It would be cool to see it hang with you again, brother. No, seriously.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Pressure.
Eric Carroll, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. We appreciate
Fine Irishman. Good night.
you. Captain James T. Skywalker, thank
Good night.
you. Dave G. Sound, thank you for stopping in.
Night, Dave.
Our fantastic, great pal, JT Kirk.
Yeah.
Always great to see you, buddy. Thank you so much.
Outstanding. I love your company. Have a great weekend. See you next week, sweetheart.
The wonderful Apollonies minion and Pupper. I'm so glad Pupper's doing better.
Yes, and thank you so
Good
much
to
for
hear.
supporting the show, Apollome's Minion. That was very nice of you to do that for Clobby tonight. Really appreciate it, sweetheart. Please be careful on the road and give that little pupperoni a little pat and a little kiss for me, please.
Cardinal Sin, Gil, thank you for being here, buddy. Appreciate it. Thanks for all you do, man.
Good night, Gil.
A good buddy, Brandon the anime guy. I think he had to run, but shout out to the great Brandon. Appreciate you, man.
And for all of your support of Clobby. Wow,
Thank
tonight
you.
you were
Yep.
so generous. That was so kind of you. Thank
Appreciate
you so
you.
much. And
Thank
Cardinal
you.
Sin, you're always so generous. Thank you so much.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you, Gil. The great Rod Thunderheart. Thank you, Rod.
Alberta!
Monkey Jeebus.
Monkey Demon!
I love the way you say that. I don't know what else. Echo Base Network popped in. I'm so honored. I'm what a great channel they have over there. Nick and Coach are a bunch of great fellers. I'd like to get a chance to talk to them more, but I have. They're really great guys. They're a great channel.
Great.
Thank
Guys.
I don't know what she's talking about, everyone.
Echo Base Network, get it?
Oh,
sorry.
now I get it. Hey, I'm tired.
Cons make you tired.
Cons make me tired.
Yeah, you're
Ugh.
exhausted. It's okay. Don't worry. We're going to
Okay.
get through tonight.
It's my
And
excuse.
you got to watch out for con.
Love
That was
you,
a bad
Katie Carr.
Night, hun.
Yeah, some jerk sent me a con thing. I don't know who that was.
This ain't the con today.
Yeah, I showed
Couldn't
everyone.
resist.
Old man out. Thank you. Odd man out. Sorry, not old man. I'm the old man here. See, I wrote my own. I can't read my own stupid handwriting.
Thanks
Odd
for
man
jumping
out,
in
thank
tonight,
you.
Odd Man Out.
Larry.
You great comments tonight, Larry.
Kit Kat Catastrophe. Lovely to see you.
Kit.
Thank you so much.
Mwah.
And finally, the great JD Lewis, my friend. Thank you so much. And those are the shout outs, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Monday night, Moxie Comic Talk, 2 hours earlier. with the great J-Man, Batman Hulk. And of course, next Saturday, same Trek time, same Trek channel.
Oh, and I just wanted to say, I know we shout you all out as individuals, but I would, because I can't tell who's doing it on my side of StreamYard. I just want to say I want to thank all of the wrenches. Just aside of all of the wonderful comments and the camaraderie and the friendship you have built here, you're also like protecting us. And so I really appreciate that not only are you here to enjoy yourself, but that you put work in and you do that just out of the goodness of your heart. And I love you guys for that. So thank you to all of the wrenches for helping to keep our space a safe place to just talk about Star Trek and not have any creeps in here. So you guys are the best.
Yes, indeed. Thank you all so much for that. And of course, if you'll see, I put in the chat here the link to our wonderful first officer's works of science fiction, and I'm going to play a little message for that, and then the end credits right now. So thank you all so much. I can't wait to see you see you Monday, and the rest of the streams Wednesday night, of course.
Well, hopefully Sunday night.
And sorry, that's right.
No, it's all right. Yeah.
No.
Hopefully we'll see everyone, some bunch of the same people on Sunday night. Tomorrow night.
And
10
tomorrow
p.m.
night,
Eastern.
don't forget to go over to Mark's channel and watch Sunday Night Geekery. And Larry just left you a gift, boss man. Larry!
Thumbs up.
So while I'm tending to that, thank you so much for that $1.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Mark D, I totally forgot, dude. I'm sorry. What do you got
that's
going
all
on?
good. No, just the awesome Sunday Night Geekery with you and maybe Scuba Pete if we prodded him enough, and some of our other friends, and we'll probably talk a little bit more about TMP and maybe some Moon Knight, whatever the chat talks about. So
10 p.m. Eastern, everyone. Please
Eastern,
join us. It's a great geek out time, and yes, and of course, you have any videos coming up?
Well, I might do during the day. I'm going to try to do another build on the Batwing, and we're going to figure out. I figured out the technology behind the TMP watch party, so we tested it and it works. So we just got to find a time during the week, or maybe next week. Well, next weekend's Easter weekend, but we'll figure it out. The time to do.
Fun. Also,
it'll be a lot of cool time.
Eric K.
Well, thanks a lot, everyone. Please view this important messages, and then after this, the end credits, and we'll see you next week, folks. Hopefully, all through the week. And till then, clobber on, clobberers, and trek on trekkers. Good night, everybody.